There we go. Hello world. Hello world. Welcome to the panel. Day 2 of the week, Tuesday. It was an eventful night last night. I mean, there was a certain someone who we was talking about top 5 all-time trajectory, and they then lost by 500 to the Knicks. So that was interesting. Interesting timing on that. But I think
was it 500 miles? Because I counted 750.
I lost count. It turns out Russell Westbrook decided to have his highest ever points in a quarter after I'd already tuned out of the game. So shout out to anyone who watched that Russell Westbrook masterclass. But yeah, that was very convenient timing for that to be as bad as it was. But what I want to start with is something that we haven't really spoke about. And that's because I guess we've had, I don't want to say more important things to discuss because one could argue what's more important than the other, but because we've just been caught up in other conversations. But LaMelo Ball is on a tear right now. I think it's fair to say he's on a tear right now. I want to show you guys how much of a tear he's really on. In his last 3 games, he has scored 35, 50, and 44 last night. These games in which he had 9, 10, and 7 assists respectively. Now the Hornets are 1 and 2 in these games, but LaMelo himself has been absolutely fantastic. And I bring this up to say a couple of days ago, Chill, you said you had issues with LaMelo's shot selection and how good of a shooter is he because he takes a lot of bad shots. I'm not going to say has 3 games changed your mind, but do Charlotte need LaMelo to play how he's playing to have any chance of winning, or do you think he should be less of a gunner? I guess gunner is the best term I can use for what he's doing.
So Mars, 4 of the last 5 games that they've played, he's averaging 31 shots a game. 4 of the last 5 games that they played, and no big man in Mark Williams, so they don't have any paint presence. But with having Brandon Miller, who I watched them a couple of nights ago when they played Milwaukee, I think he went for 32. I've never been a fan of league guards that shoot that much. Never been. And that's why I was never a big fan of Russell Westbrook like that. I was never a fan of Tony Parker like that because I always felt like league guards, one of your primary jobs is to pass the ball. And when you shoot that much, you get other guys at a rhythm. Now, don't get me wrong. In order for quote unquote Charlotte to have a shot, then he has to play like this. But they're losing with him playing like this. So it's not like they're winning with him playing like this, where he's averaging, I don't know, 30, 35 a game or something like that. But they're losing with him doing this. So I do think that he has some players. I'm just not a fan of guys, especially league guards in particular, who shoot that much, because you throw your guys at a rhythm and it really stalls the offense. I watched them play Milwaukee a couple of nights ago. Jay, when I tell you 5 straight trips he shot the ball. 5 straight. I mean, I can't get into a rhythm as an off guard. I can't get into a rhythm as a post player or a wing. Whether we're in transition doesn't make a difference if my lead guard is shooting the ball that many times. And when you shoot that much, I feel like I don't feel like you give other guys an opportunity, and I feel like you don't give your team an opportunity to win. Now, don't get me wrong. We're in a space right now with LaMelo Ball that he's still trying to prove that he's one of the better guards in the game. He is. And I think he's still learning the point guard position because he's still young and injuries have slowed him down. But with that being said, I'm just not a fan of guys who shoot that much at the league guard spot. I'm not.
And when I look at LaMelo Ball, it is a little concerning when we look at how many shots he is taking. But I do think LaMelo Ball is one of the more dynamic scorers in the NBA. You could say that he needs to put a little bit more rim pressure on the rim. I could understand where you're coming from, where he needs to pass the ball a little bit more. Some of his shot selection is questionable. And I think that could get kind of rectified once he gets his bigs back. You'll have more of a paint presence down there, somebody that can be a pick and roll threat, or somebody you can dump the ball off down to finish around the rim. Yep. But I think you said it best. I mean, the last 5 games, he's averaging about 35 on 43, 34 splits on 13 3-pointers a game. I think eventually it's going to go down, like just with the coaching aspect and him developing a little bit more. But we can't say that we didn't think this was coming based off how he played before. Like, I think all the shots he were taking, he was enabled with all the shots he was taking in high school and overseas. So we can't say that this is something that's surprising us, because this was how he was the second he came into the league. It just takes the right coach to really teach that point guard and passing and being an offensive engine outlet to him.
Now, Mars, remember, We literally just had this conversation yesterday about letting go of what was, right? We literally just had this conversation of letting go of what was, which I feel like I'm doing that, but I can still recognize that when you have a job to do, even if your job has changed, and we're playing basketball, right? We're playing basketball. If you are the primary ball handler, your job isn't to shoot all the shots. No, that's not your job. And I think he's averaging 22 or 23 shots a game. And the next guy after him is averaging, I think, a little over 10. So when your lead guard is averaging double the shots that the next guy is averaging, that tells me that you're not getting anybody else involved. And I feel like as a lead guard, that's part of your job. It's not just to get the ball and go and score every trip. No, that's not your job. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's shooting 24.5 shots a game. So
unbelievable.
He's getting them up. But I think with LaMelo, what I find, I guess, fascinating is that if you go back, and he was like a superstar before he even entered the NBA, you go back and you watch him in high school, he's the same guy. Like in terms of how he plays, the confidence, the shot selection, the belief he can make any shot. Like he's just brought that same confidence and everything that made him so dynamic and special in high school. And he's just doing it in the NBA. Now, there's stuff to be said about, does that make his game immature? Does that mean that he probably still needs to develop in some areas in terms of how he sees the game? Sure. But I also think I think it's just really cool that you got someone who is able to play with that level of freedom in the NBA and is able to, for all intents and purposes, dominate doing so. Now, Charlotte aren't a good team. And I don't think Charlotte would be a good team if LaMelo was the best playmaker of all time. I just don't think they're very good. But I think he's making Charlotte a very entertaining team to watch.
Yes, they are.
I think people are watching Charlotte mainly just for LaMelo and Brandon Miller. Everything else is extra at this point. Mark Williams, hopefully he's back soon. I think he just got sent down to the G League. But I think LaMelo's been.
The word you just used, Mars, entertaining. That's what he is.
Yeah, I think LaMelo's been, but I think he's been about as good as I could hope for with his skill set. I think the aggressiveness as a scorer is great. Mm-hmm. I think, like I said a couple of days ago, I think he's a really good shooter, really, really good shooter. I think he's getting to the rim more, which is great to see because that was one of my concerns with him and how much he settled for like those floaters and stuff. But I think he's getting to the rim more, which is, I think, very valuable for him and his team.
Miles, when you say good shooter, when you say good shooter, I want to make sure that I'm understanding you, because when I think about a good shooter, I think shot selection is involved in that. I think the fact that you can shoot, I think that helps. But you can be a good shooter but take bad shots, and I think that can affect you being a good shooter, because I think that with you having a bad shot selection, it can affect your overall shot. So with LaMelo Ball being a good shooter, I just want to make sure I'm understanding you, Mars. You say he's a good shooter. The fact that his shot selection is questionable, does that matter to you?
I mean, I think it's part of it, but I think this is gonna go back to my issue with guys like Luke Kennard. Like, if you only take the cleanest looks, like I think there's a certain ceiling on how valuable that shooting is. When you got a guy like LaMelo, who teams understand he's a threat, and then all it takes is a sliver of daylight for him to be able to get his shot off, because his release is so quick. And he doesn't jump, so like he can just get it off in any position, leaning right, leaning left, step backs, like however he wants to get a shot off 1 foot. Like he can shoot in any way. So there's not really a defense for how he can shoot the ball, which I think is extremely valuable. And then you just look at like his efficiency, and I'm gonna use EFG because I mean you don't really need true shooting when we're just talking about jump shots. Like he has an EFG of 62% on step back jumpers. That's ridiculous. Like, that's extremely efficient. Mainly because most of his step back jumpers are threes, but that's extremely efficient. Or like just on pull-ups in general, 56% EFG. Like, that's really, really good. So like off the dribble, he's one of the best shooters in the league on extremely high volume. Then you look at his degree of difficulty. I think all of those factors make him a great shooter. Now, the issue is, like, damn near every year of his career, his shot quality has been like some of the worst in the league. And that comes down
that's
to
where the divide is, Mars.
That comes down to shot selection. Some of it's just how teams guard him because of how they view his teammates. All of those things, and I can understand that being a concern. But like most great shooters, like the elite shooters, Steph, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Trae Young, like their shot quality is usually near the bottom of the league too. So I don't know how much I can be like, that's a problem, especially when he's pretty efficient as a shooter. Now he's not Steph Curry, but he's pretty efficient as a shooter.
But that's what I'm saying, Mars. And to your point, you just talked about guys like Steph Curry. You talked about like guys like Damian Lillard. Well, that's where the divide is, Mars, because what a good shot is for Damian Lillard is not a good shot for everybody else. What a good shot is for Steph Curry is not a good shot for a lot of the other guards in the game because they can make those shots. And other guards see that and think that they can do that in their game, only except it's not. Now, to your point, when you talk about LaMelo Ball being one of the better step-back shooters, well, I think he could use that to his advantage more in other areas. One, he's 6'8". That's number one. He's 6'8". Number two, he's really good with the ball, and he can create space. So I think that he can get better shots. I'm not saying that his shot selection should always be this way. I think that if he can get better shots, I think he can be more efficient. I think a lot of times because he's on the unit that he's on, and he's basically just turned loose, that they just let him shoot whatever shots he wants, which suggests to me that I don't think LaMelo really knows where he is as a ball player yet.
Ox, you know where we are in the conversation right now?
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about LaMelo.
Yeah.
Had some graphics.
Turn your mic up a little bit, Ox.
Yeah, I had some graphics on that. Mars, I see you got some queued up in the back. You want to pull that up, or you?
Yeah, this is pertaining to kind of what we're talking about. I think this is a bit outdated. I think LaMelo's averaging 31 now, but the point still stands. When you look at the scoring leaders in the NBA, LaMelo is very well and firmly in the top 5. In fact, I believe he's number 2 right now, just solely behind Giannis, who is also on a tear right now. And I think we should talk about Giannis at some point in this episode. But is this sustainable? LaMelo being one of the 5 best, like highest volume scorers in the NBA, will he be in the top 5 come the end of the season?
I don't think he's gonna stay at 30. I think towards the end of the season, it may be 25 to 27 range, because you do have to worry about the shot selection, because after a while they're going to start missing. At least in my opinion, I think after a while he's going to go through a cold streak to where he may not be able to sustain 30, but I could see 25 to 27 by the end of the season.
So with that, just because if LaMelo is shooting 24 shots a game, are we saying? Because I don't see his shot attempts going down, personally. I don't see those going down. So do you think LaMelo's just going to end up shooting like 39% from the field this season to go down to 25 points? Because that's the only feasible way in which I see it happening.
Yeah.
I don't know, John D. I could see LaMelo easily staying here, if not going up.
Is there any...
Yeah. If you look at it like that, based on like 24, 25 shots a game, because you do have a point. They're not, I don't think they're going to go down either. Like,
why would they?
Who's going to take those shots?
That's what I was about to say. Why would they?
It's not like Mark Williams coming back is going to be like, oh, there's an extra 15 shots. Like, Mark Williams is a roller. Like, that's not going to change too much for him.
No.
You can see you can see LaMelo being the type, because like you were talking about a little earlier, Mars. He's been like this since we found out who LaMelo was. You know what I'm saying? He's there to score the basketball, and I think he's the type of hooper that when he sees like how many points he's scoring and he sees like, oh, I'm leading the league. I think he's the type where he's like, you know what? I want to be the lead scorer. I want to try to break some records or something. You know what I'm saying? So I could see him. And the only way he's gonna stop is if Coach Lee benches him again, like he did that one game, which I don't see that being something that he really goes to. I could easily see LaMelo leading the NBA in scoring this year.
He's close to it.
I don't think it's ridiculous to think that. Nope, I don't. Yeah, considering who LaMelo is, and to the point of what Mars was talking about in terms of him being entertaining, the only reason why the people come out in Charlotte is because of him. They should come out more because of Brandon Miller. I mean, because Brandon Miller is exciting too. He's one of the better wing players, not just on their team, but in the league. And they also got Bridges who can play. But the dynamic point guard they got, the shot selector, the guy that's shooting one-legged threes, that's the entertainment value. So he's the main reason why he's the guy on the moniker. He's the reason why people are coming to see him. Now, is it effective for winning? I mean, am I asking too much? Am I asking too much right now? Probably, but as of right now, this is who he is. He a bucket getter. That's who LaMelo Ball is. He's definitely a bucket getter. Now the question is can he hold up? Can he stay healthy? Because this shots, I can tell you right now, if you're looking at this unit, the shot selection, and the shot attempts are not going to go down. In fact, we're going to have more nights, Ox, where 40-point games, 45-point games, that shot selection is going to go up, and the shot attempts are going to go
up. Speaking of which, did we talk about this? How he is the second fastest player. Can y'all see that? Second fastest player to make 600 career 3-pointers.
I mean,
he's
only 23. Like, and this is what I mean when I say, like, not to diminish what Steph is doing. I'm not saying LaMelo's going to catch him, but just with how the 3-point shot has come around and how much people are shooting him, LaMelo is not in the same stratosphere as Steph, but he's made 600 threes in 200 games. Like,
it's crazy.
200 on 1. But like, so all he really has to do is hopefully stay healthy, have a long career, and he's gonna crack 3,000 just off the merit of he got them up early. Like, that's the concern I have, I guess, with how long Steph's record is gonna stay around.
You said 600 threes in 200 games. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
201 games. Duncan Robinson did it in 184.
Ox, that's about 2.5 seasons. What the hell are we doing?
But chill. Did you see this shot right here? Did y'all see this shot?
What shot?
Oh, where he got bumped and just threw. Oh, you're talking about the misdirection.
No, I thought this was the other one.
I thought it was going to maybe.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Morris?
The one where like he hit the step back, then he hit like the misdirection one-legged three. Is that
he was at the top of the key? He was at the top of the key. I was unfortunately, guys. I'd like to, and if you're watching League Pass, I'd like to thank you very much for blacking out the game, even though I don't live that close to Orlando. Thank you very much, League Pass. So I wasn't able to watch the game. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I had to catch the highlights of the game.
So crazy.
I didn't get to watch the game, but thank you very much, League Pass. I appreciate you, even though I don't live close to Orlando.
I got it right here.
People wonder why the NBA losing viewers. That's so ridiculous.
I don't get it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I got you.
Unbelievable.
Right here,
I don't get that, man.
So this is showing his last 3 games. He's on an absolute tear right now.
Yeah.
I mean, 44, 9 and 7, 55 and 10, 35, 6 and 9 assists. I mean, against the
I was gonna say that was 44 of his team's 84 points.
Right. That's
so
insane.
Like, he was doing his best.
And this is the shot I was talking about right here.
He got bumped. What is that?
That's filthy. That's just filthy.
What is that? What the hell? And again,
he's a really good shooter. That's what I'm saying. He's a really good shooter. Like, not many people can make those type of shots that he's making, and he makes them. I'm not gonna say he makes them with consistency. Like, it's very rare he's shooting misdirections and one-legged threes, but like just the shooting off the bounce, shooting off the dribble, the step backs, creating separation. Like, that's every game with him. Like, he's gonna have games where he goes like 1 for 8, 1 for 9, but every shooter does. But just in general, like, that's how good of a shooter he is, and it's not surprising because he's always been able to make tough shots, but him being able to upgrade the efficiency was very impressive because I remember pre-draft, I was a practitioner of I thought LaMelo should have gone number 1. I thought he was the better prospect than Ant. But the concern with LaMelo was he shot 25% from 3 in Australia. Like, so you could see he could make shots, but it was extremely inefficient. But him being able to get up to 36, 37% on high volume, like, that's where I think you maximize LaMelo's potential. Now, I'm not going to say I'm right about taking him number 1 over Ant because Ant has been great. But this was like, I guess, what people thought the fully realized version of LaMelo could be, maybe with like a bit more assists, but Charlotte are trash. So I don't know how much we can really hold that against him. But is LaMelo, I mean, I think it's guaranteed he's going to be an all-star at this trajectory.
Yeah, he's starting. If the All-Star game was next Sunday, he'd be starting in the All-Star game. I think he's starting.
Him and D Mitch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anyone I'm missing. Yeah. But is he playing at an all NBA level? I know Charlotte aren't good, but is LaMelo individually playing at an all NBA?
Well, we saw SGA make the All-Pro team and they didn't make the playoffs in Oklahoma City. So it's not ridiculous to think that a guy who's 3rd in the league in scoring at the league guard spot, even though it's positionless today, it's not ridiculous to think that a guy who's 3rd in the league in scoring. It's not ridiculous to think that he can make the All-Pro team. That's not ridiculous.
How long is he going to be in Charlotte? Is he going to be there for a long time?
He's not going nowhere.
He signed his extension, I want to say last off season. So I think he's tied down.
3 more?
I think he's tied down till 2028. I think.
So did 3 more.
But you know, these guys can all scout on the last year of that deal or whatever. He's tied down to 2029.
So that's 5 more years.
So yeah, he's tied down for this season and then 4 more after that. But you know, Stars can request a trade. But at the earliest, it seems like he's gonna be there till like 2028.
What do you think? What do you think Charlotte needs most? Like if they continue this trajectory, miss the play-in, what do you think they need most?
I think they need to rein in their lead guard, and that's what they need to. Jay, we're not going to win with my lead guard shooting the ball between 30 and 35 times a game. We're not. So what we got to do is we got to put better pieces around him. Okay, we got Brandon Miller. We have to go get a 2 guard. I feel like we got to go get another 2 guard. We got to figure out what the story is with Mark Williams. What's the plan with Mark Williams? Because as big of a Mark Williams fan
is on the board.
As big a Mark Williams fan as I am, right? As big a Mark Williams fan as I am, if he's not available, then we may have to move on from him. If he's not available,
are you talking about like what to do to make them like championship contenders?
No,
I think we talk about like what is
rebuild.
Okay,
right.
Cool. Because that's what I'm saying. Like some teams, when we talk about them, like when we talk about what do we got to do for this team, I think we should just talk about like what do we got to do to make them a competent team. Not
sure.
Okay. But real quick, y'all, I hate to. I'm sorry, I'm derailing the conversation. We'll get right back to this, but I got to play this quick ad just to keep this on your mind and remind y'all what's coming this Friday. Y'all go ahead and tune into this.
So let me argue with both. Go ahead and do a what? So even though, listen. So even though last year in the fourth quarter. Am I arguing 2 people or one person? I'm trying to figure out how to work it. Hold on, real quick.
Stay right here. I saw Shaq in the fourth quarter against the defensive player of the year, Dikembe Mutombo, dominate him throughout that series.
How old was Dikembe Mutombo? What was Kobe when he won?
He was a high school player who we didn't know
when they went to the finals and won. What was Kobe? Was he an All-NBA level player?
When they went, he was an All-NBA level player. Yes, he was, and so was Jamal Murray.
No, he wasn't.
Hold on.
So LeBron says year 3 he's an All-NBA,
right?
And in year 22 he's All-NBA.
And that doesn't mean that he's technology. That doesn't mean that he's still playing.
Why didn't Kareem do that? Why didn't Kareem do that?
No league has ever owned a team, and they were the owner of the team.
Why were they in that position in the first place?
The reason why they were in that position.
Stearns administration.
The reason why they were in that position.
But Adam Silver would never do anything like that.
He absolutely would.
Never. LeBron James makes an appearance, and you're irrelevant. What does that mean?
What do you mean?
What does that mean? Irrelevant. All of a sudden, I step on the court, you're irrelevant again.
And why is that?
Because I'm better than you.
That's not what you wasn't better than me throughout the season.
Y'all make sure not to miss that come Friday. Getting back to the LaMelo conversation, though, let me read this super chat from it's Amza. Melo is doing what people thought Poole was gonna do. How do y'all feel about that? Is this what y'all thought Jordan Poole was gonna do?
The people, yes. This is actually what people thought Jordan Poole was gonna do. Put up crazy scoring numbers on a bad team, but look at Jordan Poole. This is really what.
Yeah, I want to make it clear. When I was making those statements, I wasn't saying that like it was going to be a good thing from Jordan Poole. I wasn't saying it like I was agreeing with it. I've never been a fan of Jordan Poole, not for a day. But LaMelo is definitely doing that. Yo, Jordan, what's good? What's up, Chill?
I looked at it like he was getting the shackles taken off of him. Considering what he was doing in Golden State, he was a bucket getter. He's going to Washington. They were awful. They were going to give him the ball and just turn him loose. And he was going to be shooting 25 to 30 shots a game like Melo, and he's going to get buckets. Only except that went completely the other way.
I think one of the things that people were overlooking was Jordan Poole had like more of a leash in Golden State. Like if it wasn't looking good, we could just take him right out the game. In Washington last season, he kind of like had to play through those, and that's when it really got ugly. Like when the shot's not falling, when he has those low lights. It's not like he can just go straight to the bench. The Wizards are going to give him the minutes, so he had to play through those.
Who else they got, John? Who else did they have?
Like he was going to be on the floor,
Right.
Like, and that was the difference between there and Golden State. Golden State was like, he's not looking good. Let's pull him real quick. let him get himself together, and then we'll put him back in the game. In Washington, he just had to play it out, and I don't think he was adjusted to that. I don't think he adjusted to that well. He's playing better this season, but I think that was the problem last year.
Ox, I want to, and right before we went to commercial break, I'm not one of these people that's an advocate of every time you build in a team to win a championship. Okay, well, wait a minute. There's steps to getting there. You don't immediately build a team to get to a championship team. And that's not what I'm thinking with Charlotte. I'm just thinking a team that's competitive, a team that is making a push toward the play-in. And then from the play-in, we're a legit playoff team. And then from a legit playoff team, we become a contender. And then from a contender, we become an Eastern Conference championship contender. Then an NBA championship contender. There's steps that you have to go through as opposed to, we're building a championship team here. No, they're not close. No. But I was just thinking more of a team that's going to compete in the East more than anything.
Well, they've made the play-in twice, so if anything, they've gone backwards from where they were 4 years ago.
Now, think about why that was, Paul.
Health, though.
Now, right. Think about why that was. I mean, when Gordon Hayward got hurt, before Gordon Hayward, I want to say 20. When did they get LaMelo Ball? 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got them. So I want to say 20. He made the All-Star team in 21. I think it was his second year.
Or was it 22? It was second or third year.
Right.
21, 22. It was his second year.
So he makes the All-Star team in 22. There's a stretch during that time where right before Gordon Hayward got hurt, they're fifth in the East. They're a top 5 seed. Gordon Hayward goes down. Then they just are decimated by injury after that. So LaMelo Ball, I don't think it's ever been a question of whether or not he could play and whether or not he can play at a high level because he made the All-Star team early on. I think he was a 20-8 guy the year he made the All-Star team. So I don't think there's ever been a question of whether or not he could play at that level. He could play at an All-Star level, and his team can compete. It's just that they've been decimated by injury more than anything.
Right. And speaking on that, we have a super chat that says from Sorcerer, all these assumptions about Charlotte, and nobody knows what they look like when healthy. We have the worst injury luck in the league for 3 straight years.
Yeah, Williams for his ACL too. So I mean that doesn't help. Grant Williams for his ACL. So they're missing a lot of front court depth. I mean, Taj Gibson is playing for them. Like it's unfortunate what's going on.
I
don't know why Dwight ain't making
because they got like 4 bigs injured. It's tough.
What the hell is he doing in the line?
I mean, and let's not. I mean, we don't got a harp on it, but let's not forget the wrench that Miles Bridges threw in the program.
He threw a monkey wrench in it, Ox. What the hell?
He was playing so well too.
Yeah, very good, very good.
He's about to get that. He's about to get the bag.
Yeah, he was about
to get the bag. He bet on himself. He said that Jordan put 4 years at that time. This was what I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. Jordan put $64 million on the table. He told Jordan, you hold on to that. I'm good. Let me get busy. And he did get busy. And then he became a goofy.
Yeah, well,
I'll never understand that, man.
Shout out to the Hornets getting 30 minutes on the panel. Shout out to the Hornets.
Are you saying that like we're done with the Hornets? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But shout out to the Hornets for getting 30 minutes on the panel.
Don't ever say that we don't talk about Charlotte. Don't ever say
exactly. How many shows are we going to talk about the Hornets for 30 minutes?
Right. When y'all come in here, don't ever say we don't talk about the Charlotte Hornets because we spent almost a half an hour talking about them.
Can we talk about Giannis?
Yes, please. I want to talk about Giannis today. Okay, there's no pen, there's no swiper, so hopefully we can be positive about Giannis today. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay. Well, for anybody that doesn't know this, Giannis broke a record for the most games with 40+ points on 70% field goal. So that's he has 21. Adrian Dantley had 20. Shaquille O'Neal 19. Wilt Chamberlain 16, and Kareem with 14 games, 40+ points with 70% from field goal. What does that mean for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
First of all, shout out to Adrian Dantley for being 6'5" and being on this list, by the way. Shout out to Adrian Dantley. That's very impressive that he was the one who had the record before this. But I mean, it's about Giannis being, in my opinion, one of the 3 most dominant interior forces or finishers we've ever seen. I think that's something that's extremely impressive. I mean, you look at when the Bucks play and how teams try and cover Giannis, especially in transition, it's 5 people converging on him and he's still able to score practically at will because he is just so physically dominant. He's quick, he's fast, he's agile. He's got insane length, and then he's also got great touch and balance. And like his physical profile, along with his skill set, just makes him like impossible to stop. And then this year, I think the most impressive thing, and we've like spoke about it in passing, he's legitimately been one of the best mid-range players in the NBA.
Yes, he has.
And that's 52% on 15 to 19 feet. And
like
that's 61 attempts this season.
It's fantastic how well he shot the ball from mid-range this year. And I'm not gonna pretend, or I'm not gonna act like, oh, this mid-range jumper is gonna change how teams guard him. It's not. Teams are still gonna prioritize taking away the rim. They're gonna build the wall, and they're gonna do all of those things. But the fact that that will be less effective because of how good of a mid-range jump shooter he's been this year, as long as it's sustainable, which I'm willing to buy into because it looks like he's getting off fluidly with confidence. The fact that he has something that he can go to in the half court that is still going to lead to a really strong, consistent offense alongside him being able to get to the rim at will, get to the free throw line at will, makes him just that much better of an offensive player. And I think it's disappointing. I know the Bucks have improved as of late. I can't remember how many of the last like 8 or 9 games they've won.
They've won like 5, 6 of their last 7, something like that.
So yeah, they're improving, they're figuring things out. But I'm still of the belief, no disrespect, that they're not in that Boston Celtics realm of championship contender. So I think it's disappointing that you got a guy like Giannis, who we spoke about Jokic for an hour and a half yesterday about what trajectory he's on all the time and all of these things. Giannis is another player who's an all-time great at the peak or the prime of their powers, playing in the league right now. And we're talking about how his team and his front office isn't doing a great job of building a unit around him that keeps him in perennial title contention. Yeah. I think that's really disappointing.
I've been saying this for so long. I've been saying this for so long since the NBA draft. You let Ryan Dunn slip out of your hands. He should have been drafted to Milwaukee. I've been mocking him to Milwaukee since the draft process started. And you just skipped on him. You just skipped. I don't understand the thought process there. I really don't. I never will.
So, in just a quick side note, this is by Bill Simmons. It's called The Book of Basketball. This came out in 2010, and Bill Simmons said Adrian Dantley was a 6'3" low post guy, and in parentheses he writes, "Number of guys fitting that description today, 0."
I mean, facts.
Shout out to Adrian.
He was living off isolation. Adrian Dantley is like the most rare archetype of player I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone play like Adrian Dantley in my life, but he scored the ball very efficiently. But go ahead.
Back to Giannis. Giannis is one of the rare. I think he's one of the rare breeds of not just skill but work ethic too. There are not a lot of guys in the league that bring what Giannis brings every night. That's why I feel like they were going to turn it around in Milwaukee off the strength of how hard Giannis plays. I was never questioning Giannis's game. Excuse me. I already saw Giannis looking at the mid. I saw Giannis looking at the basket more in the mid-range, and that automatically told me, okay, he's more confident in the mid-range than he's been in the past. I already knew that. The question that I had for Milwaukee, more than anything, especially when you're in a slump, what's going to turn that slump around? Effort. That's going to turn it around. And when my lead dog, which is Giannis, is playing as hard as he's playing, y'all tell me this all the time. When you watch Jordan is the hardest working guy on the crew. When you watch Duncan, when you watch all of these guys that are the best player on it, if they're the hardest working guy on the crew, that resonates throughout the rest of the crew. And if he's working the hardest, everybody else going to start working. That just trickles down to everybody else. So I always felt like Milwaukee would turn this around before Philly did, and that's happening. Giannis is still the best transition player in the game. I know that we talked about this yesterday. I think he's Doc on steroids. That's what I think he is when I watch him.
So he's better than Dr. J?
I think he's a bigger version of Doc when I watch him. That's what I think he is. He's just a bigger.
They're 7th in defensive rating over their over their 6 of 7 game stretch. So the effort is there. I don't know how sustainable it is for them to be a top 10 defense, but if they can be league average, above league average, I think they're really going to figure it out and they can find their way back to the top of the league.
What's the main reasons why, John? What's one of the main reasons why they haven't been that? If you look at their schemes, more than anything, let's just talk about Milwaukee's defensively, their schemes. Why haven't they been that?
Well, they have been a heavy drop coverage team. They
That's
have
one.
been. Damian Lillard doesn't fight through screens as much. They don't have the athleticism to really guard the perimeter as much. So the scheme isn't really set to be a great defense. But once again, if they can keep the effort in these clutch time scenarios, and they could just show the effort night in and night out in these clutch time scenarios, I think it can lead to a lot of wins. Because once again, we always said since the beginning, since this low start or this slow start for the Bucks started, is the Eastern Conference has not been playing well either. So it's like the Bucks can string together a few wins to where now they're right back in the mix. So that's why I didn't overreact to the Sixers or the Bucks, even though I should be kind of overreacting to the Sixers a little bit right now. But I never really overreacted with the Bucks because once again, I kept giving them that benefit of the doubt that they have the second best player in the league, in my opinion. And the way he sets the tone for this team, if they show that effort defensively with how dominant Giannis has been and how good Dame could complement Giannis, then they were going to be right back in the mix. Now, once again, I'm still not going to put them in that Boston Celtics tier, but I think they're just going to do everything that we thought they were going to do coming into the season. They were going to be towards the top of the Eastern Conference, get out of the first round, maybe get out of the second, but it's good to see them getting back into that conversation.
How many times have you ever seen Doc Rivers? How many times have you ever seen Doc Rivers like have a really bad team?
Orlando in 2004, in 2003.
That's close to it.
I don't think it was the bad
that Boston team was bad too.
I was gonna say the Boston Celtics before
when he got traded. You talking about when he got traded?
Yeah, before that.
Yeah,
they were bad.
before the trades when it was Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker and them. They were a bad team. But
I think they went like
since that moment, I think all of his teams damn near been in the postseason since that moment, since 08.
Every last one of them.
Yeah, so shout out to Doc Rivers.
They've always been good.
Gets his team to the playoffs.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The James Harden of coaches.
Doc don't do that. It's just his expectation is like James Harden. You want James to go to the championship. You want James to win it. That's Doc.
Why is that though, Jordan? Well, the question is why is that?
Because
that's why. Right.
Yeah.
And if you look at the crews that he's been on when he was on that Clipper crew with Chris Paul, with Blake Griffin, right? With DeAndre Jordan, with Jamal Crawford, with the shooters that they had. We expected that team, even though that was a drastically flawed team, we expected them to go further than they did. It wasn't just
flawed in the locker room, though. I think their problem was flawed in the locker room, man. They just didn't like each other. That's from what it sounds like.
But here's the thing, though, Jordan. I mean, the fact that people think that teams are all kumbaya. That's not the case, man. It's plenty of teams where teams do not get along. Shaq and Kobe were at each other's throats. They won the NBA championship 4 times. They were in the NBA championship 4 times in 5 years.
I don't know if they at each other's throats like they just dislike each other. I think they was
around.
They're just a little different.
They were at each other's throats. I promise.
You know what I mean? Like
that was
I can dislike. Like
he said, I was there.
Like you can dislike somebody. Like you can dislike somebody, but like you know how to play with them. But to the point to where you dislike them and you can't play with them, that's 2 different things. Like
right.
That's
totally being
different.
A pro, though, right? Isn't that about being a pro?
Yeah, of course. But everybody don't have that professionalism in them. But I've been on teams where you might not like the guy, but this motherfucker give us the best chance to win. So
I'll work with him.
I can play with him. But then you can be on a team where it's just too much animosity in this. You know what I mean? It's like it's just too much animosity in this room. Like, bro, they start tripping because you take a certain shot. They looking at you. You getting strays in the locker room. That's what that Clippers team was. Like, they was really, really talented. But you can tell something just wasn't there for them to get over the hump. And it's usually their togetherness.
When it gets that bad, that's hard to work with. But I think it's rare, especially when you're dealing with professionals, that it gets to that level. But I mean, it certainly can, because you don't have to like each other off the court. But when you get on the court, we gotta play ball. But it definitely can. I kind of want to keep it a little more Giannis oriented for a minute or two. And this super chat here from Zoo says, is Giannis in the same tier or better than LeBron in transition? Who are the top 3 in transition ever?
Those 2 are in the top 3 for me. And then the third one, I don't know. I'll probably say Magic Johnson or something. But like, those will probably be my top 3.
If you think about the better, if you think about the better transition players in the game, I don't mean to cut you off, John. I want you to keep going. But if you think about the better transition players in the game, Scottie Pippen, Jordan was a great transition player. James, Giannis, Doc. But I think Giannis is a bigger version of Doc. What about big guys? When you think about big guys that are transition players.
If you want to take it all the way back,
Well, like Bill Russell.
Yeah,
Bill
like
Russell.
big guys like that. Like Russ was a great transition player.
Down. Yeah.
He was a fantastic transition player.
I think we sleep on how KG used to run the floor.
I was going to
KG
say
was a deer. KG was a deer.
Getting that running lane. He used to get in that lane and run the floor. And not only that, he would get the ball off the glass and push the transition break too. I think
we ain't even got to get that deep. We ain't even got to go that deep. Why we gonna skip over Corey Brewer in transition? Corey Brewer wasn't like that in transition.
No, he wasn't.
I'm sitting here talking about Kevin Garnett. Running the lanes. You brought Corey Brewer.
You brought Corey Brewer.
John Wall.
No, but I mean, I mean, Corey Brewer. Them Corey Brewer leak outs, like
they were,
bro.
But
he was
so I don't want to complicate this.
Cool. I feel you.
I don't want to complicate this. When you talk about transition, what are we talking about with transition? Are we talking about with the ball and without the ball?
Both. With and without the ball.
I'm just talking about your team gets a stop, so still force the
ball comes off the glass
or gets the rebound. And how effective are you in those situations? No
Steph
set
can
defense.
be in that conversation.
So the names
not only that, Morris. Not only that, because you can run.
Oh, you can get transition off the make. Yeah, we can have that. Like just that fast offense, that quick offense. So Giannis and LeBron for me are like, I think they have to be in there personally. I think they have to be in there.
Westbrook not in there.
I was just about to say, I don't think Westbrook was a better transition player than Jason Kidd. I don't. No.
Well, that's Jay Kidd, the type of person that can turn you into
he can turn anything into
fast
break.
Yeah, he can speed it up. I'm talking about full court bounce passes, full court outlet passes.
Yep.
Kevin Love is really good at starting the break as well. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, your head in transition.
But then you got Larry Bird was throwing like full court outlets. I mean, Wes Unseld was throwing like outlets.
Is that transition though? That's starting to okay, Mars. The ball's coming off the glass. I'm getting it off and I'm throwing it to you. Does that make me a transition player?
That's the most important part of the transition is
getting the ball up the court. Yeah, getting the ball up the court is like what's the difference between in theory? What's the
Wes Unseld supposed to be there. That's the one who started.
I said Wes Unseld. I'm not in the game.
Keep going, Mars. Keep going.
In theory? What's the difference between grabbing a rebound and throwing an outlet all the way down court to someone for a layup, or grabbing a rebound, pushing it up the court myself, and then finding my teammate for a layup? What's the difference in the thing you've done?
I think full court make it a little faster, because ain't nobody ball moves faster than full court pass.
Yeah, that's what I've always been taught just in life. The ball moves quicker than you.
The ball moves faster than people, but the difference is that when I have the ball in transition,
that's what you mean.
I can make different decisions. So, for example, you just got finished talking about Jason Kidd. So when Jason Kidd is coming down the pipe, so if Jason Kidd, he can either go to the rim, he can get Richard Jefferson open for a three or at the rim, he can get somebody like Lucius Harris open for a jump shot, or he can go to the rim, as opposed to Wes Unseld peeling it off the glass and just throwing it ahead and throwing it ahead to Elvin Hayes for a bucket, because Elvin Hayes knows that Wes Unseld's rebounding, so he's just running. Same thing with
but how is Russell Westbrook not better than Jason Kidd at that? Just because you saying Jason Kidd can make that bounce back?
His decision making is better.
I can argue.
I couldn't even think Russell Westbrook was the best player on those Thunder teams in transition. So
what?
With KD and Ibaka?
I think Kevin Durant was their best transition player.
No.
Okay, I thought you said Russell Westbrook was. I'm sorry, Miles. I didn't hear you correctly.
Yeah, I think Kevin.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, Mars, as much if I about that take. But to Jordan, to your point, I think I see a lot of people in the chat that are saying a full court passes in transition, right? I completely disagree. I think it's much more impressive for a person, and not even impressive. I don't care about what's impressive. I want to talk about what's more productive and what's better for the team, what's better for the game. I don't care what's impressive. I think it's better. I think it's better for a player like I said, Kevin Love, Jason Kidd. I might take 1 or 2 dribbles and get the ball out, or take no dribbles and kick it to half court. It doesn't have to be a full court pass. I can kick it to half court and make something better happen than, let's say, a Russell Westbrook or an Allen Iverson dribbling in between 3 defenders and then getting a fancy layup. I think that it's much better to move the ball with the pass than it is to take.
Yeah, but Ox, you grew up in the same era I did.
But Jordan, but you also know. So, like, how many times have we done in practice where we got to get up the court in no more than 4 dribbles?
I was just about to say that.
But I was just about to 3 dribbles or 4 dribbles and get to the rim. You know what I'm saying?
Russ, though. Russ do that in transition in 3-4 dribbles.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, but I'm talking about yeah, Russ can do that. He definitely can, but a lot of times somebody might stop the ball at half court that slows you down. Now you got to make a move and get around them. That makes it now you took 8 dribbles. I want the ball to get up and get in the basket.
I don't know how many people can stop him. I don't know how many people can stop him.
Not a lot.
Prime Russ.
I think Russ was amazing. I think Russ is amazing at that. I just personally think it's better for a person like Kevin Love, Jason Kidd, guys that are moving the ball up the court with the pass as opposed to a dribble. Now, I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook wasn't amazing. I think him and John Wall, guys like that, were great.
Yeah.
But I would prefer you to make it a little more simpler. I just like simple basketball, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree. But I'm saying, like, I know y'all going off the decision making and transition, but I'm saying the finishing at the rim makes up the gap for the decision making with Russell.
No,
Westbrook.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. The athleticism.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
And the reason why
I'm talking about prime Russ. Russ got a bad
let's talk about prime Russ. Okay, so if your transition game is an integral part of what you're doing, which it was with Oklahoma City, it was a big part of what you were doing, just like it was with the Nets. If that's an integral part of what you're doing, one of the most important things, you got to take care of basketball. You have to. You got to convert in transition, and a lot more times than not with Jason Kidd. And I want to get back on Giannis. I don't want to stray too far away from Giannis, but more times than not with Jason Kidd, something good happened in transition with Jason Kidd. I can't say that with Russell Westbrook, especially in the meat and potatoes of games.
In the prime,
especially when 100% in prime. More times than not, something good happened with Jason Kidd than it did with Russell Westbrook, especially in the meat and potatoes of games. 100%. Yes.
I would disagree. I think you talking about Russ in the half court setting.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about him playing fast. That's
the best thing he did when he was in his prime was play fast in transition.
He was more athletic than Jason Kidd. I will not argue that.
Exactly.
There's nobody. Yeah. I think he was more athletic than Jason Kidd. I won't argue that. What I will argue is that Russell Westbrook's decision making is the divide with Jason Kidd when getting in the paint, when getting to the rim, knowing when to run, knowing who you're looking for when you're running. Because, Coach, you know this as well as you know this better than I do. You'll tell me as a player, Jermaine, know your personnel, know who you get in the basketball to.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd knew exactly where he was going when that thing came off the glass, whether he got it off the glass or somebody pitched it out.
Hold on, chill. Why are we like when we talk about Giannis being the best in transition, we don't talk about Giannis' decision making in transition. We talk about Giannis scoring.
That's why I want to get on.
That's what Russ was doing.
That's why I want to get on that.
That's the same thing with Russ.
Okay, well,
but he's not doing it close to as well as guys like Giannis or LeBron did it. Like,
I think we just soon forget how Russ used to get down to transition like that, bro.
Like he was great in transition. He was great. I just think I'm not gonna call it nostalgia. I just feel like you're also forgetting the amount of times he would just get to the rim and blow a layup.
In his prime?
Yes. Now, whenever you want to say, I feel like
I think
y'all just forget that Russ's touch around the rim has just never been really good, and especially when he's playing that ball.
But Jordan also the difference
didn't dunk as much as you think.
You just seen the highlights of him dunking, yes.
No, I watched Russ play. He couldn't shoot. He really couldn't shoot when he first got into the league, so he had to dunk or finish at the rim.
Russ didn't dunk as much as you think.
I think he had a solid mid-range when he first came out, did he?
Not when he first came out. He had to get it.
The mid-range came around in like 2011. The mid-range came around like 2011 and like 2017.
Yeah, he had to get it when they stopped him from going to the basket.
But yeah, and I'm not saying Russ didn't dunk. I'm saying Russ didn't dunk as much as you think he did. That's all I'm saying. Like he get a dunk like every other game.
Jose wants to know if Bill Russell's in the conversation. Emphasis on in the convo, not that he is.
I have
for
no
top
idea.
3 transition. Didn't he
was
invent
really
it
nice in
to
transition.
tire out the Lakers in finals?
Yeah,
How many games did y'all really see from Bill Russell?
Not
4
many.
games?
Not many.
Yeah, I saw. I'm not even. finna be
Most of
talking about
them are getting scrubbed from the internet now, which is unfortunate. So if you weren't
Yeah.
watching them during the pandemic, you probably ain't gonna see them because that's when
Yeah,
they
I don't
had
want to watch it.
pictures of-
Unless you got
I
a
mean,
VCR.
Yeah, unless you got a VCR or you're chill when you were there at the games. But like,
Man, I saw missed them VCRs.
Just so you guys know,
but yeah, I
there's
think
people
Bill was
who
in the
think
conversation. But I
there's
wouldn't
people
put him
who
up.
think, and it's because of Mars, it's because of people like Mars. It's people who think that I was around when Chamberlain was playing and Bill Russell was playing. I was not. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
that
a little crazy.
old. No, I'm not that old. I was not around. But back to Giannis. What makes Giannis so good in transition, guys? What makes him so effective?
His speed, length, strength, the fact that he's such a good finisher around the rim. He has a great touch. His passing has gotten a lot better to where he can find guys in transition. On top of that, the gravity that he's bringing, like nobody's going. If it's a 2-on-2 situation and there's somebody leaking out to the corner, I think the biggest priority is Giannis because 1-on-1 that's almost automatic. So once again, I value gravity in transition a lot. You know, I kept bringing up Steph Curry because the gravity he brought in transition, the way you would have to guard him the second he steps past half court. So the gravity Giannis brings, plus the strength and the fact that you're probably going to have to foul him, and he's probably going to finish through the foul, all that stuff makes him fantastic.
And he can get down court in 2 dribbles. Like,
Exactly.
So there's not much.
That don't even make sense, Mars. What are you talking about, Mars? Are you
It's gonna
kidding
be
me?
three.
Well,
Like
I'm not saying
from
from baseline to baseline. I'm saying
I'm talking about like he got
get-
the ball at the
he
he got the ball at the free throw line.
He's
Mars.
getting to the rim in 2 dribbles. He's getting
That's
to the rim in 2
nuts.
dribbles.
What are we doing? Like really?
That very rarely happens, but he can't do
Yeah.
it.
The fact that
do
he's
it.
physically capable, it's the
Right,
same.
he can
the same
do
thing
that,
with the
though.
outlet passes.
That's
You don't see
nuts.
16 outlet passes a game, but having the ability to do it is valuable. And then back to that outlet pass point. I'm not saying someone who's their sole transition value is outlet passes is in the conversation for top 3. I'm not saying Wes Unseld is in the conversation for top 3 just because he throws outlet passes. But I do think that ability is part of transition and is relevant. Like Jokic to me is a valuable transition player, not because he's going to grab and go coast to coast, but because he gets the ball up the court so quickly, it makes Denver a great transition team. And I think Larry Bird was in that regard, and I think Kevin Love is someone in that regard. Now, they're not top 3 all-time transition players because of that, but I do think that's a part of transition. I think that's what makes LeBron so valuable. LeBron can grab and go, but LeBron can also throw outlets. LeBron can also finish it himself, or he can find guys. Like LeBron can do everything in transition. Magic Johnson's in the conversation.
Where's the divide between him, Ron? I'm sorry, Mars. Where's the divide between Giannis and James in transition?
I think the decision making's a lot better
from
in
LeBron.
transition. Yeah.
I think Giannis is just more relentless in transition. Like every
I don't
time,
even think,
every time the Bucks get a rebound, every time the Bucks get a stop, you're worried about Giannis. There's situations with LeBron where, and it's because he's so great that LeBron might want to slow the game down. LeBron might want.
How many decisions did LeBron really make in transition? Like,
I mean, I think transition decisions are rare. I think transition
they're
decisions
rare.
are easier than most
Wait, Jordan, what do you mean? How many times did he make a decision?
He wasn't really making decisions. They threw him the ball, he dunked it. Like, or like he was running the lane, they threw him an alley, or he just got down the court and dunked it. Like y'all saying it like
I think he's not that simple starter as well, though.
That's not. It's not that simple.
He had Hall of Fame breaks.
But I want to say y'all saying like making decisions as if like he came to wait a minute, let me make this decision. Like, no, LeBron was dunking it majority of the time. He was finishing it.
But the thing
it's not
is,
like
it's
he
not
was
a,
like trying to think, like he's finishing it.
I think in transition, it's like a split-second decision, though. So like we can see, like, okay, I got D Wade to the right of me. It's 2-on-1. Let me pass him the ball now. Let me go up for alley.
How many times did you see LeBron do that?
All the time.
All the time. Regardless of how the play finishes, there's still a decision to be made. Regardless, a lot of times you see players making the wrong decision when they run to that corner instead of cutting to the rim, and it causes.
Yeah,
turnover.
but let's simplify.
A lot of times, we are simplifying it. This is as simple as it gets. You sometimes look how simple this is, Jordan. The decision to run. That's a decision. Yeah. I gotta make this. Hold on, Jordan. I gotta make the decision to get out in the break. I gotta make the decision to chase the break. How many times have we seen Brown finish up plays that got messed up in transition? We're always told if somebody gets a steal on your team, don't watch. Why? Because somebody can miss a layup. Something can happen. You got to make the decision to get up the court with your team. That's a decision. You got to make a decision to go to the rim. That's a decision. I got to make a decision to cut. That's a decision. I got to make the decision to maybe trail and lag because I see somebody else cutting. That's a decision. I got to make.
But they both making the same decision.
No, they're not. No, it's not.
It's a decision, bro. It's a decision.
Making the same decisions.
Let's say the opposing team shoots a deep three. Now we got the ball around the opposing team's free throw line. I see that me and D-Wade are already in front of the other 4 players on the opposing team. Now it's a 2-on-1. So now that's the decision to go out and run. The next decision is he's going to commit to D-Wade once I pass him the ball. Now D-Wade's going to throw the lob to me. That's 3 decisions in one transition.
Oh, but y'all are saying this as if these guys are
second decisions.
I hear you. But
a lot of people make the wrong decision, Jordan. That's what I'm saying. I know it should be easy. It should be easy.
That's what Jordan's doing. Jordan is oversimplifying this.
Not a lot of people make those bad decisions. It's a lot of centers that make that bad ass decision. When it's guards, they usually make the right decisions. When
it's actually the opposite. No, it's actually the opposite.
No, I don't think so.
First and foremost, centers are taught one thing: run to the rim. So that's not true. That's what centers are taught to do.
But that's
run to the
okay.
rim.
But you know what the guard is taught.
Now we live in a space
the guard is taught.
You got to
Don't
run
pass
to the
the
long
center of the
ball.
ball.
That's why you see Joel Embiid running to the long ball line. So now that's what we're talking about. When we talk about guards, a lot of times guards make the wrong decision. Going back to Russell Westbrook, which you would see him throw the ball into the third row. You would see him throw the ball to the wrong guy, and it would go off his hands. That's decision making the wrong decision. James, on the other hand, James can turn.
So what premier guard makes the worst decisions in transition? What premier guard is
Russell
Westbrook does not do that, bro. Y'all doing bad. Y'all doing.
I think Russ is being maligned.
Do not do that,
some
bro.
egregious transition decision making.
Yeah, bro. You do not do that, bro.
Whoa. Jason Kidd was making bad decisions in transition. John
You
Stockton
said he was a really good decision maker in transition.
That doesn't mean you don't make bad decisions. Just because Magic Johnson made bad decisions in transition. Jason Kidd made bad decisions in transition. The difference is that they made better decisions more often than they didn't. It's not to say that they didn't screw up, because they 100% screwed up. Absolutely.
Everybody does. More times than not. LeBron,
what you're trying to sell me, Jordan, is what you're trying to sell me is you're trying to oversimplify this, where it's just James get the ball off the glass and James just goes to the rim. No, James knows that if Kevin Love is running, if he knows that Kevin Love is running, James knows how to get Kevin Love the ball. He's got a big guy running. James knows that if Tristan Thompson is running and Kyrie Irving is trailing, Tristan Thompson is going to drag the defense to the rim. So I'm going to wait a fraction of a second. Why? Because Kyrie Irving is going to be wide open.
How many times have you seen LeBron pass the ball out of transition to Kyrie Irving on 3-point line? LeBron, most of the time, they passing him the ball in transition. You know what? I'm going to give you a good scenario. Okay, if you running on the court, it's you on the left wing, LeBron on the right wing. They got a defender in the middle. Okay, and you decide to dribble down. It's a 2-on-1, and you pull up and you shoot it, and you miss it. What is everybody in the world gonna say? Get that damn ball to LeBron James. Facts. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the decision. It's the same with Giannis. That's not that hard to make up.
But here's the difference, though. The difference is that you're talking about somebody completely different. Because as I know, I was a pretty good mid-range shooter. So if it's a 2-on-1 with me and James, and I knock down the shot, they're not looking at me going, "Yo, that was a bad shot." Even though I scored, even though I got James.
They looking at
that. Remember, chill. You remember that pass he made to Udonis Haslem on the baseline? That was a good pass. But everybody got on LeBron. That was a great pass.
UD baseline
Udonis is knocking that down. I want to real quick. I want to speak on like Russ, guys like Russ, and maybe even Giannis to an extent, and the difference between them and maybe a guy like Jason Kidd. And that's the fact. Some people, I look at it like in basketball. Sometimes you got to hit RBIs instead of home runs. And I feel like Russell Westbrook is more. Those are the type of guys that are looking for the home run every time. It's like, yo, you can simplify. You don't gotta always dribble, get to the rim. Where you can make a simpler pass in transition to keep the break going and get good basketball, which I look at as an RBI as opposed to a home run.
I do.
I value RBIs.
I do like
You know what
that.
I'm saying? I value that. You got to get on first.
I know exactly.
You got to get on first. You got to get on first base sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to get there and bring the runner in.
So are you basically saying that you don't need to make like you don't need to make the big play every time? You just need to
not every time. Not every time.
That's the point of transition.
No, it's not. No, it is not. No, it is not. No, it is not, Jordan.
He's saying you don't have to do everything yourself. Like if you get stopped, as long as you make the hit ahead pass and keep the transition going, you've done your job.
Now, Jordan, I want you to stay there. Jordan,
stay better than somebody else.
Jordan, stay right there, because whatever thought you had, I want you to stay right there. Is it fair as a transition player? Is it fair as a transition player? To Ox's point, when you're talking about baseball, is it fair that this particular time it's cool to just get on base? I don't have to hit a triple to clear the bases. I just got to get on base in this particular situation. So to go back to your point, me and James in transition, and it's a 2-on-1, and instead of us on a, I don't know, let's say we ain't on an 11-0 run. We're just starting the game and we get into transition, and I knock down the mid-range. That's getting on base, as opposed to
I'm not arguing that though, Chill.
I think, hold on, and I want you to stay there. That's as opposed to us on an 8-0 run and we getting back in the game, and I throw the ball to the rim to James and he punches it, and now we got the momentum. That's a home run.
Jordan, you act like if you don't score or get the assist that you didn't contribute to the.
No, that's not. No. That's not what I'm saying. To back to Chill point. What I'm saying with Chill is he talking about to get on base. Like, if I knock this mid-range shot down, yes, we know if you make it, nobody say nothing. When you miss it, you done pissed everybody off. You probably pissed LeBron off. Now he's saying sub. That's what I'm saying, because the probability of should you have the ball in transition or should LeBron have the ball in transition is lopsided. Like, that's why he get off of it, take off running, because they just throw it up, because he knows who's going to jump with him. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying it's the same concept with Giannis. If you on a fast break with Giannis and he is running and you decide to take that shot and you the 12th man on the roster and you miss, your ass probably getting cut. Probably.
I think the main point of transition is to create numbers for the team, create better numbers for the team, whether it's a 4-on-2, 3-on-1, 2-on-1, and we see it in multiple different aspects. We see teams get in transition so they can create numbers and have somebody cut to the basket, or if they have a big man that can shoot, he can leak onto the play maybe 3 or 4 seconds after the shot clock and hit a wide open three. We see the Celtics do it all the time with Kristaps Porzingis. So there's multiple different ways we can look at the value of transition, whether it's Jason Tatum has the ball in transition. It's 1-on-1. He slows it down. Jaylen Brown's cutting to the basket. Boom. Whether it's LeBron James, he gets the ball off a rebound. Somebody's already leaking out. Either he throws a lob pass that's extremely accurate or a bounce pass that's extremely accurate. Now that's an easy layup. Boom. It's about creating offense and creating momentum to get easier shots. That's what I think transition is about. Get the numbers, get the easier basket, get back on defense. That's the main part. So whether you're taking the ball up the floor, whether you're leaking out, whether you're staying back just a little bit to get those wide open threes, and we see players who are good at that, like Kristaps Porzingis, like guys that come in and have a will to shoot. So if they leak out to the corner, now you're creating space for the main player to drive. We see it in transition where the ball handler who's bringing the ball up in transition, the guys on the outlet try to make the most space as possible so the finish around the rim could be easier, or they can collapse the ball handler. And now there's a decision you have to make defensively to where, am I going to leak out to this corner? Am I going to leak out to that corner? Or am I going to give up the easier 3-point shot? It's about creating easier offense to where the opposing team could be sleeping. So it's about creating.
I agree. I agree, but we're talking about individual transition player. But we're talking about the individual transition player.
But it's like
Giannis or LeBron.
It's like the individual player contributes to that most. I think LeBron's passing, his decision making, because once again, we said this already, there's a lot more decisions you have to make in transition. It makes it harder because you have to make those decisions extremely quickly. So if you understand that we're in transition to get numbers and to get easier shots, those decisions start to become easier. And Giannis is in brute force because, once again, LeBron is better in the half court. So he can make that decision to be like, okay, do I want to speed it up? Do I want to go half court? But if we have the numbers, I'm going to speed it up.
Regardless of what he needs to make a transition. I just feel like with Giannis, hold on, Ox. I just want to say this one thing. Because I just feel like with Giannis, like, yes, I hate this part about the basketball world. Like, sometimes we think everybody needs to be good at everything. And it's like, bro, Giannis is 1,000% one of the best we ever seen finishing through contact. I don't need him to be
100%.
making, but I don't need to be him to be making decisions for that to be a factor. He's the best decision. I mean, he's the best transition player. The fact that he can score through anybody off 2 or 3 dribbles and finish it on them, I don't really give a damn who's a better decision making out of LeBron and Giannis in transition. Because I know what Giannis' decision is going to be. It's going to punish whoever is underneath there and one. Like, I think Giannis is a better transition player than LeBron James. To me, it's not even really that close as a lot of people would like to argue because, bro, you're not stopping Giannis with a full head of steam. You can't stop him in half court like that. So how you gonna stop him in transition?
That applies to LeBron too, but
Giannis is 7 foot, bro.
I'm not arguing about LeBron versus Giannis. I've already said both of them are in my top 3. I don't care about
who's the better one though, Mars. I need you to stamp it. Who's the better one?
LeBron.
I probably still got prime LeBron as a better transition.
LeBron.
I was looking it up from 09 to 2018, like the actual best versions of LeBron. His teams were always elite in transition. In 09, they were second. In 2010, they were second. Miami was 10th in 2010, by the way. Then he joins Miami in 2011. They go to, I think, 6th from 10th. Then they're first in 2012. Then they're third. Cleveland were 21st in 2014. He joins Cleveland. They become the 3rd best transition team in the NBA. They're 3rd again in 2016. They're 3rd again in 2017.
This is a team that didn't make the playoffs, by the way, the year before he got
there. And then they were 5th in 2018.
They made the playoffs when he left, though, Chill.
Wherever LeBron goes, it's
wherever LeBron goes, the top 3 in transition.
But Chill, I think Chill, you can speak to this. You can speak to this definitely. And I mean, we could all speak to this, but I want to say, how much does it change your team when you get a guy, especially a guy that can get rebounds like LeBron James, a bigger guy that can get it off the glass, right? Relax, Jordan, relax. I'm not saying Giannis can't rebound. This isn't about him against him. What I'm saying is the difference in when you get a guy like that. LeBron is a guy that's getting the ball in timeouts in all settings, even on the break. He's the guy that's telling them, run with me. Like, come on. Like, I know for a fact that if I get the ball and I'm just going boom, 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 any bad things can happen. But when I'm getting my team involved, like, yo, run with me. Come on, let's go. Get on the break. LeBron James is clearly that type of guy. Especially you just heard Mars talk about how when he gets on the team, the transition picks up for everybody, not just for him, because he's a guy in the timeout, in the locker room that's telling you, when I get that ball on the break, don't watch me run. Let's go. Get on that horse. Let's go. Let's run. And I'm not so sure that Giannis is the guy that's going to get everybody involved in the fast break. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the divide is, Ops. You just said it right there. That's what the divide is. It's the decision making. I
guess if that's what you value, to me, when it's a player like Giannis,
you have to value that.
I'm not valuing.
You have to value that.
I don't think so. But I don't think so. Like,
but Jordan, we saw Giannis slow down. Did we not see Giannis slow down? They built a wall to slow him down, and that affected his transition game. 100%, that affected his transition game. Yes, sir, it did. In 2019, we saw a wall built so he can't get to the rim. That affected him as a transition player. You can't do that with James. I mean, the reason why you can't do that with James, because James is so much more effective at a lot of other things. So many more other things he's effective in terms of being a passer, a decision maker. You can't do that with him. I think that's where the divide is between him and James as a transition player.
Right, but guys, I think we are beating a dead horse. I think we are beating a dead horse. I think we all got our takes off, and mind you, like, it's, you know, it depends on how you see it, and that's fine. I want to get to this segment because we have to get to this segment. We didn't get to it yesterday. That's on me. I apologize. I'm gonna take
L host. Weak as hell.
I am the worst host in PC history. Don't forget that. But look, guys, y'all know what time it is. Let's get to the top 5 comments of the week.
Let's do it.
Okay, y'all ready for this? Oops. All right, let's start with number 1. We got from Mo Ahmed 1072. He says, if you got to figure it out in your 30s to toughen up, you're just soft. You can't get hard out of nowhere. Pause.
What?
That shit, the realest take in the whole segment.
That was Ox who said that. Yeah, I definitely noticed that when he said it.
I don't know, Ox. I don't know, man.
I beg to disagree.
Yeah, facts. Because most men get in their prime in their 30s, brother.
I wouldn't even.
You could get in your prime, but if you soft, you soft, bro. Like,
No, that's a fact. If you soft,
I mean,
you soft.
there's pills for that. I mean, so
Whoa.
Focus, Mars.
God, man.
there it is.
It's your local gas station.
Okay, Hemi Mars.
So to your point, Ox, you are who you are. That's just who it is.
You can get better. You can get better if you self-develop. That's what it's called, self-developing.
Right. If you self-develop, you can get better.
You can definitely get better.
But there's a point as a basketball player when you are who you are. That's just it. This is who this guy is.
I agree. And I think people give too many people way too many chances sometimes.
Yeah. This is who this guy is. And if a guy has developed a soft tag, sometimes it's wrong. Anthony Davis developed a soft tag when he got to Los Angeles. Anthony Davis is not soft.
I think he still is, but I mean,
I don't
he's
think
just a good player.
I don't. So Cat has developed the soft tag. And
definitely soft.
Cat developed the soft tag because, if we're being honest, he is. And it's been going on for a long time. That's why. It's been going on for a long time. So this is not a situation where, Cat just developed this over like the last 2 or 3 years. He's always had this tag on him. He's soft.
Anthony Davis is soft too, though.
That's what separates Cat from the other guys. What separates Cat from them is that Cat will get tough sometimes. You got guys like Giannis and Jokic who are on go
all the time.
They're on go. Mm-hmm. Cat got to make it up in his mind, like, all right, I'm going hard tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
same with Anthony Davis. So, like, why don't y'all think Anthony Davis is soft? Like, he's a good player, but he's definitely soft.
So first and foremost, whoa, stop right there, Ox. It defines soft.
I'm gonna go what soft is to me, bro. If I bump into you and you constantly got to go to the locker room,
that's not going on with Anthony Davis. It's not going on with him. That's not. That's number one.
That's
only happened when he got to Los Angeles.
I think that's what it is.
But chill. What about guys that shy away from contact, that are fading away instead of going to the rim? Guys like Anthony Davis, guys like LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think LaMarcus is soft?
Yeah. We talked about that before, but like now these are two guys I think are amazing players. Guys,
yes, they are great players.
Obviously, Anthony Davis is a top 10 power forward, and LaMarcus is on that top 15 range, close, maybe 16, 17. I don't know, however y'all see LaMarcus, right? But he was an amazing basketball player. But they're soft on that baseline sometimes. When it's like, bro, you could have win this chest instead. You're kind of just fading away, avoiding contact.
But he can make that shot. So he's a player, but he's still soft. Yeah, but he's soft, but he's a good player, though. It's just like, we all hoop. We know, like, he's like, bro, you didn't play against a dude that's really good, and you come in the game, and your mindset is, bro, he's soft. I'm finna. Exactly. That don't mean he's not good.
I don't think that about Anthony Davis. I'm not thinking that when I step on the floor with Anthony Davis. I'm going at
a lot of people think he's soft.
I don't know if it's possible.
Why did Russell Westbrook just? I don't
know if it's possible to be soft and be that good on defense.
It's not, Mars. It is not.
That's where I guess my hesitation.
No, it isn't.
I don't know.
Because number one,
hey, Rudy Gobert soft.
He's really good on defense.
You can't be that good defensively and be soft.
I don't think Rudy's soft.
And I don't think Rudy is soft. No, I don't.
Being sarcastic.
I know, but
I don't think Rudy is soft. You may have times, and coach, you've said this to a player that you've had, however long you've been coaching. You said this to a player that was soft. You don't think that player is soft though, but he might have done something. He might have done something that was soft. Ox, to your point, when you talk about Anthony Davis, where he might shy away from the contact there, but then the next play or the next couple of plays, you'll see him go through a guy's chest. You'll see him throw it on the top of a guy, and you'll ask yourself, why am I not getting that more? Why am I not getting that more?
Because why aren't you constantly on go? That's what I want to know.
Why am I not getting it? Does that mean he's soft? No, that means
I don't think you're soft if you're not constantly going.
Right. I don't think
not everyone can be Russell.
Bro, that is called that is called soft, bro. If you can't constantly, yes, it is, bro. Because if you
and like 98% of NBA history,
yeah, that's literally it.
If it's not because if
I agree with Jordan 100%.
Bro, if you training somebody, everybody is running, right? And the coach blow the whistle, and you take out running, and one of the players start talking about my side hurt. The first thing the coach gonna say is, bro, your ass is soft, bro. Toughen up, bro. You
wait, Jordan. Okay, I don't agree with that. You can get hurt and not be soft, bro. Like
you better.
a lot of times, Jordan. Well, no, I feel you on that. Like you got to go and sit. You can't go sit down. But my thing is this: you're gonna get hurt because you on go, because you boom. You're supposed to get banged up. It's a contact sport.
Yeah, of course.
I just feel like I grew up on Kevin Garnett, so you know what I'm saying. I want you to be on attack mode,
bro. We going playing outside.
Yeah, but
if
you start holding people to KG standards, then I'm gonna be honest. There's like
no.
It's not even in history who ain't so.
Bro, it's not even.
Well, I mean, Morris. The thing about it is you got the paint. That paint. The key. That's the jungle. It's a jungle in there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to catch forearms, elbows, shoulders, hips, knees. You're getting hit. We're constantly banging down there. If you can't bang, then you soft. If you scared, if you scared,
why did they call Dwight Howard soft?
You know how many times I've seen people where the rebound and hit the floor, and I'm running to get the ball, and they see me coming and they do that. Like, get up out of here, but you don't want to bang, bro. Like that's soft.
Soft.
Listen to what he just said. Why did they call who soft?
Dwight Howard soft.
Compared to who, Jordan?
Kobe called it that soft. Baby soft.
Compared to who? Compared one more time, Ox.
You can't compare him to the Diesel. That's crazy.
No, what the hell we doing?
No,
you compared Joel Embiid to him. No.
Joel Embiid is soft. Can we say Joel Embiid is soft?
I'll say that.
There's a difference between being soft and just being injury prone. There's a difference.
No, I agree.
Hold on,
Kawhi Leonard is not soft. He's not soft. He be hurt. But I'm talking about Joel Embiid is soft, bro. You see how, bro, he is soft. Like, I'm telling you, bro, it's certain people who just look dead at you and say, like Draymond punked a lot of players in the NBA because they are soft.
And where does that get him? That be getting thrown out the game.
4 NBA championships.
I don't think Dwight was soft. So
I don't think Dwight was soft either, though.
I don't think honestly, let's get soft though.
No, let me get this soft. We know that, bro. Like he fall and he might go out 2 weeks. He ain't done it lately, but we know the overall rap sheet on AD
getting hurt don't make you soft, Jordan.
The way you get hurt. No,
AD's rap sheet
out with a finger contusion.
2 seasons in 21 and
22. So look.
That's it.
DeAndre Ayton out with a finger contusion. Is that soft?
Healthy and
DeAndre Ayton been soft though. DeAndre Ayton been soft.
Yes.
Yeah, you know
DeAndre Ayton.
But that's a different injury. I got 9 fingers. I got 9 fingers.
I can break 2 of mine.
If I break this one and I don't play no more,
I'm playing, bro.
Soft, bro.
You soft. Get out of here, bro. You soft. I say it all the time.
You meant to play with Broken Bones. Look in. You meant to play with Broken Bones.
Bro, most basketball.
No, Mars. My finger is forever like this because I played through the whole season. When my finger keep popping out, I thought it was dislocated.
That's how it is. That's just how he lives now.
When I broke it, it pointed that way. I had to keep popping my finger back in. I'm not finna sit down over one finger. I got 9 more.
Bro, Ox, I'm gonna tell you something. Decision making make players soft. Like sometimes when I'm watching a player go at the end of the game, and I'm like, bro, he passed the ball at this time because he didn't want no smoke. He's soft.
This is terrible.
He's soft.
Okay. Let's move on.
He passed the ball to Trevor. He passed the ball to Trevor Ariza in this situation when you could have easily attacked him. Your ass soft. Get out of here.
Passing the ball.
I just want to make sure. So I want to make sure that we're clear. I want to make sure that we clear. So in 2002 in the NBA Finals, the Lakers are up 2 possessions, and Kobe Bryant at the free throw line could have knocked down the shot. Instead, he fires it over to Devin George in the corner, and Devin George,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Was open, that's not what I'm talking about. Fires it over to him in the meat and potatoes of the game.
That's not what I'm talking about.
In the meat and potatoes of the game, he fires it over to Devin George for a wide open 3.
That's not what I'm talking about. It's somebody. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if it's obviously if somebody wide open, you passing the damn ball. But I'm saying in it's my time. It's go time, right? It's 1-on-1. We ISO it up. It's 8 seconds left. I don't want the smoke. I pass the ball to somebody that's covered the same way I'm covered, and I'm that dude. Your ass is soft. Bro.
This is the issue.
Y'all got to remember
Jordan built like that, bro.
Jordan's from Texas, y'all. Y'all got to remember that.
Yeah, bro. You ain't built, bro. That's how we gauge it. We like, bro. You ain't built like that, bro. Get out of here, bro. You not built like that. You don't have them nuts to say, you know what? I'm finna take over this game. You're not
You
built
ain't
like
standing
that,
on
bro.
your nuts. Oh, that's all
No,
mentally
you're
tough
not
as
built
well.
like that. Yes, bro,
All right.
you're not built like that.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Oh, that's
all I'm
funny.
saying.
Let's
I
get to
didn't say
the
you soft
next.
for passing the ball. I'm saying if it's a
Yeah.
wide open shooter, obviously pass the damn ball. But to just
Right.
pass the ball to a dude who not better than you, and so he can take his man one-on-one when you can take yours one-on-one, you soft.
He might
You don't want
he
that
might
smoke.
he might have a mismatch compared to you. But let's get to this next comment.
Ain't no mismatch. Get out of here.
Well, you never know. Let's get to modest review 9350 said, love to see y'all progressing. Heart emoji.
We doing it. We trying. Yes, sir. We trying. Yes, sir. We trying around here.
So that was a soft comment, Morris?
Yeah, that's very soft. What are you talking about? That's soft.
Mm-hmm. Who you think you guys are?
You meant to tell us to do better. That's what you meant to do.
Hey,
Yeah.
facts.
Facts, Bucker. Who we got from? Is that a C? Yeah, from Cam Runko says, I love when Ron is a panelist. Such a breath of fresh air. Miss Ron on the show as a panelist.
Miss Ron on the show, period.
Yeah.
W Ron.
He'll be back. Yeah. Give him some time. He just needs some time. He'll be all right. He'll be back. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah, what up?
Is drinking our caramel frappuccino soft?
Yeah, I was being soft. I was sleepy as hell, and I couldn't wake up. I was being soft. That shit had me soft, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. I had worked somebody out this morning, bro. I left. I'm like, damn, I'm sleepy as hell. I'm trying to fight.
Oh, my dude was hurting. Let's go, get him up. Wake him up.
I said, damn, bro, I'm sleepy as hell, bro. I can't. All right, fuck it. Go give me Starbucks. Starbucks right down the street, right downstairs. Go give me Starbucks, bro. I was being soft. That's a fact. Yeah, what it is.
Okay. Trying to enhance and come to work.
Hey, what David Goggins say? What David Goggins say? Get hard. Why did he tell y'all get hard?
Guys,
get hard. Get hard.
You said it 3 times, brother.
He an alien though. That dude different.
Nah, you don't believe in all that.
But you know what though, Chill? You know what, Chill? After I read the first book and I start thinking about it, it's like it just makes sense. Like, as human beings, our brains are wired to be soft. They're wired to protect us. And when you realize that your body is telling you something to preserve itself, when you got so much left in the tank and you can get past that mental threshold, man, we are capable of so much things.
Absolutely. I hold myself to the highest standard. Bro. You do.
Shout out to David Goggins too.
Yeah, get hard. Facts. Bro, Mark.
You don't like the word hard. I'm sorry, Jordan. How about this? Get tough. How about that, Mars? You like that one? You like
no. Get hard. Because if you're not, you
why was it like a half a second of pure silence?
All I'm saying is every man on the planet lives by getting hard. If you don't, how you living, brother?
You ain't
check out how you living. Change your diet, brother. Change your diet.
Get it together.
Okay, all right. The next comment from Summer Raw 99. Black Friday looks like Swiper doing more Jokic glazing as normal.
I don't understand why this was a problem yesterday talking about Joker. Like if we was talking about one of your favorite players, like
bro, and he dominated soft ass AD. Come on, bro.
Oh my god.
Bro. Soft ass AD. Jokic went and had a beer. He done ate 2 sandwiches before the game. Boy, drunk a soda and went out there and did what he did. AD
Jordan,
had to
just
take
so
his
you know,
protein shake. He had to get his daily fruit, and that shit ain't work.
I'm gonna say it to the people.
I'm just trolling.
I was about to say because I can say it to the people in the cheap seats. I'm gonna keep it to myself. All right.
Yeah, I'm trolling. Facts. I'm trolling.
Okay, and for the last comment of the week. It said from Mohammed Tunis, eat it, cheese. Eat it, all of it. Eat the moldy part too.
Yes, sir.
The Dyersville Wimpy Kid fan right there.
That was going crazy on playback. I don't know what he had against cheese, but
the whole time I'm sitting in playback and I'm interacting with the chat. All cheese is talking about Jason Tatum sucked, Jason Tatum soft, Jason Tatum's this, Jason Tatum that. And when you hit that buzzer beater, eat it, cheese. Eat all of it. Don't eat some of it. Eat the moldy part of the cheese. Eat all of it.
Damn.
That was a long shot.
Hey,
Shut it.
People really think
it was a travel. It was a travel, but
do people really think Jason Tatum is soft?
There are people who think that, yes.
There are people who think that.
100% people do.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
I'm not one of those people. No, I'm not. I do not think he's soft. No,
I don't think he's soft. I think he shows. He has shown a lot of moments of I don't want to
non-aggression. How about that? How about non-aggression?
And fear. You know, for instance, like when Jimmy Butler used to come around.
Oh, that's a fact. Now I knew that for a fact. I'm telling you, I heard Jalen Brown say
that.
I heard Jalen Brown. Bro, I got that from Jalen Brown, bro. I got it from Jalen Brown, bro. I'm telling you the truth, bro. Like we was like working out. It was like during COVID. And he was talking to I forgot who he was talking to, but he was like, bro, Jimmy Butler scared him. I'm dead ass serious. Jimmy Butler scared him. Like he was in the locker room, like trying to see like what should he do? Like, oh, what should I, like, oh, he's guarding me this way, like overthinking that shit. And that shit was soft.
Be scared.
Yeah, what it is.
Tell you.
I'm talking about eyes this big, chill. Silver dollar eyes.
That's a story we should have said on camera. I'm gonna be honest.
Why not? If it's true, as long as it's true,
as long as it's true. Bro, they had friction because
they teammates, and now we're gonna talk about Jalen Brown said that Jason Tatum was scared of Jimmy Butler. Like
he probably said
this gonna get
that's gonna get twisted.
He can say, bro, he can say it's cap. All I'm saying is, I know it ain't cap, but he can say it's cap.
Early on in his career, I can see what Ox is talking about. 100%. Yeah,
bro, I see that.
It was. I'm not even sure if we're gonna say early on. I'll say the first 5-6 years of his career, he was terrified of Jimmy Butler. You can see it on his face.
He wasn't scared of Jimmy Butler in the East Finals in 22. He wasn't. No, he was not.
Chill. He walked around. He looking like this. You can see on the man's face when he just don't want none. You know, when he just
in 23 in the East Finals.
Just because you outplay somebody and make some shots don't mean you wasn't timid. Don't mean you wasn't shook. You could beat somebody up in a fight and be scared the whole time.
And so if that's the case, everybody's scared. Everybody.
No, that's not the case at all.
100%. Everybody's scared.
That's not at all what I said.
Because give me a break. Every last one of these dudes, they're human.
No,
they've had doubts. They've had doubts at some point.
Doubts ain't fear. Chill. Doubts isn't necessarily fear. I'm saying
these dudes have been fearful at some point.
You can look at Jason Tatum's face, chill, and see he was shook. And that's all right. You know, the thing about it is Jason Tatum is a better basketball player than Jimmy Butler, right?
And he's better for it. How about that?
You can agree with that, right? Okay, so he's a better basketball player than Jimmy Butler. But that don't mean he wasn't scared. And you know what? Jimmy Butler made Jason Tatum the man he is today.
I think he was scared of the moment, not Jimmy Butler. I think he was scared. I think he was scared of the moment. I think he was scared of the moment, not Jimmy Butler. He was scared of the moment.
All right, what? Yo, every time Jimmy Butler stepped on that court with him, Jordan, please.
The moment he had to share with Jimmy Butler. He had to share with Jimmy Butler.
Between the coward and the hero is the hero will do it. The coward won't.
I'm not calling him a coward. That's not what I'm trying to say. I hope
the coward dies. The coward lives. What they say, the coward lives 100 lives, but the hero.
No, the coward dies 100 deaths. The hero dies once. The coward dies 100 deaths or something.
There you go.
Well, he didn't die 100 deaths, but.
Hey! All I'm saying is that's a true story. I tell you who he said it to, but then it depends on if he said if it's cap, because I know he said
there's plenty of guys, pros, who were fearful, who are worried on the floor, who are scared on the floor. That's happened in the past. That doesn't make those guys any less of a ball player. I've heard plenty of these guys say that they were worried. They were afraid to do this. Plenty of them who said that. That doesn't make them any less of a ball player. None of them. And
you think Shaq was ever scared to do anything?
Yes.
Wrong.
100%. And again, if I told you, Jordan, I'd have to kill you. And we got a really good show going on here. So I do not want to do that. So, but
I don't want you to do that either. I want to live.
Yes. And I want you to live because I dig you, brother. That's why. So, to your point, Ox, there are guys who are fearful. Yes, that's definitely happening. And to your point, I think that it helped Jason Tatum to have to. I mean, how do you get tougher? You get tougher by getting your ass kicked. You ain't just automatically tough. Somebody got to kick your ass in order for you to get tough, because you got to make a decision. Okay, one of two things is gonna happen. I'm gonna get my ass kicked again, or I'm gonna toughen up. Which one is it? That's it.
Gotta do something. So I make my son's glove up. I make my son's glove up all the time. Y'all
Go get
get
the
it
gloves.
off.
It's not about, bro. It's not about.
Y'all
it's
gonna
not about
argue?
can
Put them gloves on.
bro,
It's
it's not about. It's not about. A lot of times, it's not about can you fight. It's about will you fight, bro.
Correct.
Right.
And I can respect you if you will fight. But if you gonna just run your mouth and you're not gonna fight, bro, I don't got no respect for no man on earth like that, bro. No man on earth.
Right. Did anybody watch the Knicks Nuggets game last night?
I did watch that ass whooping. It wasn't a game. It was an
I
ass
watched
whooping.
I
watched the Kings, so I want to talk about the Kings with you, Ox.
For sure, we could do that. I didn't watch that game. I didn't watch that game. We can talk about it. I want to run through a couple of these super chats pertaining to that game. This one starting off from Hunter says, Knicks kicked our asses last night. Bad defenses, bad offense, and one hell of a magnet ball. Shout out Westbrook on the fourth also. Tibbs a terrorist for keeping his starters out there for as long as he did.
Who else was he gonna play, Hunter? Who else?
I mean, you up 200. Bring in the guys who get no minutes. Huh?
Yeah, get them young guys.
Best time to do it. Like, it's not, I mean, well, Russ decided to get his empty stats, so maybe they would have came back. I don't know, but yeah, it was bad. The effort from the Nuggets was atrocious. Jokic was bad on defense. The Nuggets were bad on defense in general. Their offense was not good. Karl Anthony Towns provided some problems, like anticipated. That 5-out offense was going to cause some problems for the Denver Nuggets. They just didn't come out to play. And OG Anunoby, I mean, when he get like 500 points.
He's just the best player on the floor.
5 for 7 from 3, 40 points.
Yeah, so that helps for sure. But yeah, the Nuggets just played horribly, and the Knicks just played really well. Give the Knicks a ton of credit now.
Jordan, you remember you told us?
I don't know, but give them credit.
Yeah, they're in the game. Go ahead.
Keep going, John. I'm sorry. Keep going.
In a game like this, when the Knicks finish almost 30 point with a 30-point lead, I would love to see more minutes from Pacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek. Like, they finished this game with less than 3 minutes played. Like, especially when we know the depth is going to be a problem. So why not get these guys experienced getting into these situations before it happens? Because like in a blowout like this, you would expect to see the young guys play, and get that learner's curve that they need. So that's the only takeaway. I think Karl Anthony Towns has been fantastic this season. I mean, we spoke about it. Me and Mars spoke about it on Sunday. At the time I got these stats, he's averaging 27 and 12. His drives have been a lot more cleaner. The difference between him now and him with Minnesota was he was the spacer, and now he has spaces around him. So the drives are a lot more cleaner. The touch around the rim has been a lot better. His two-man game with Jalen Brunson has been phenomenal. He's been a great spot-up player. So Cat's making an all-NBA case this season.
I was just about to ask. That was my next question to you. Is he an all-pro this year?
Well, this super chat is about about that real quick. Let me read this one right here from Nixon 6. He says, "Guess who's won 7 of the last 10? We're back and we're a legit title top favorite." Mars, you were wrong again. Cat best big in the East. OG a top 3 small forward. So if Cat's the best big in the East, chill, does that mean he is all pro though?
I want you to relax for a second, because this is remember who you're talking to here. You're talking to Nick. You're talking to Knick fans, because I want you to remember who you're talking to, Mars. So
no, it's just funny. A Knicks fan yesterday said I was right, and now another Knicks fan today is saying
remember who you're talking to. You're talking to Knick fans.
I mean, what I said about the Knicks has been right about their defense. I also said the offense was going to be great. That wasn't a concern I had. So I think I've been relatively right about the Knicks. They're right about as good as I expected. But yeah, I think Cat, if the season ended today, probably would be an all-NBA player. I have to believe he probably would. He's playing great, and that's like factoring in how bad he's been on defense. But offensively, he's just been so great that he's been extremely valuable. I think this is the best Cat's ever been, personally. Like this way he's playing right now. I think this is the best Cat's ever been. I can't think of a season Cat's had. I mean, it's only 15 games or whatever. I can't think of a season Cat's had that's been as good as what he's done so far. He's been amazing.
Even that 18-19, I think that 18-19 season, he was 24 and 12. No, he wasn't. I think he's much better now than he was in that 18-19 season. Even that 17-18 season when they went to the playoffs, that was only in year 3. I think he's better now than he was back then. Sure. One of the things that yes, and I was just about to bring that up. One of the things that I really saw yesterday was their secondary break and Cat trailing. And a Cat likes that straight on three more than any other threes on the floor. He likes that. He likes that straight on three. And that thing, I feel like every time he shoots it, it's going in.
It looked like it.
Of all the other threes that he shoots, whether it's on the left wing, whether it's on the right wing, whether it's at the break, I don't care where it is. I feel like whenever he's at the top of the key, when he shoots, I feel like it's going in every time.
Same with Porzingis too, though. I think the same thing about Porzingis. Boy, Porzingis take that trailer three, boy, that just looked like it's dropping every time.
It just looked like it is. And I think that I think yesterday Cat used what Joker did against Anthony Davis a couple of nights ago against him. So what Joker did a couple of nights ago against Anthony Davis was he tried to speed the game up. He's running the floor more. Well, Cat was doing the same thing, only except Cat was stopping at the long ball line. And Cat stopping at the long ball line while Joker's running to the rim, leaving him wide open for looks. And Cat's got one of those games. His game always started from the 15-foot line out, and then it went in. And Cat's got one of those games. And once he gets that jump shot going, forget it. He's almost impossible to deal with. And he got it going last night, and it just resonated throughout the rest of the crew. And Jalen Brunson is much better as a distributor than he was in the past. Much better.
Mm-hmm.
I think
a lot of times OG Anunoby is just simply the best player on the basketball court, no matter who he's out there with.
Is it that simple, Ox? I mean, is it really that simple? Because when I'm thinking about it as good as OG Anunoby is, as good as OG Anunoby is, I won't argue his switchability on defense, how good he is guarding the ball. I'm thinking about on offense. On offense, he could disappear. There's a lot of times on offense, well, I'll forget that he's out there. Like he'll make a shot or he might be a connecting pass, but then I won't see him for like 3 or 4 straight trips where there's nothing going on from him.
Yeah,
because OG's not one of those guys like how y'all talk about a guy that has to get a bunch of shots to stay in rhythm. OG just a baller. He don't got to shoot once every 4 or 5 trips down the court. He gonna get the ball and do his thing.
I don't think they want him. Yeah, I was just about to say
he stays in rhythm. He stays in rhythm because he stays engaged in the basketball game
on the defense,
on both ends of the floor. Now, when you got a guy that's not engaged fully on both ends of the floor, then yeah, he got to get up a bunch of shots, or he's going to be out of rhythm.
Yeah, I think OG scoring. I think OG scoring is a plus for them. Obviously, it helps them, but I think it's a plus side, man. I think what he does on the defensive end is so it's so important to the Knicks team that. Obviously, him getting 40. What did he have? 43 last night or something like that?
Yeah, 40.
Yeah, for him getting 40 last night. Like, if he getting 40, bro, they probably gonna kick y'all ass if he got 40. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like 10, 12 points a game, OG getting steals and rebounds and deflections. That's most important to them. But, you know, to your point about Jalen Brunson getting better at decision making, I don't know if it's that. I think they just getting more consistency in what they do. Like, him knowing where guys is going to be at, Cat hitting the rhythm, understanding playing with a player like Cat and not a wild card like Julius Randle. Like, that's why I think that was a better trade it was an even trade for them because Julius Randle's a wild card. Sometimes he shoot it, sometimes he drive it. Cat, you know he's going to shoot it a lot of the time. So it's just more consistency in what they do. And I think that's what's helping Jalen Brunson out.
One question. With OG Anunoby having 40 last night, I always think about what players are those players for that team where if they're hitting their shots, if they're hot, they're almost impossible to beat. Like back with the Golden State Warrior days, like when Draymond was hitting shots, it's raps. It's raps.
Yeah, it's
like
a
when Aaron Gordon, like
Iguodala made the threes. Yeah, that shit over with. It's over
like, with Aaron Gordon in the Nuggets, like when they had against Minnesota last year, when he's hitting shots, it's raps. So it's like, who are those players like for y'all teams?
Well, you don't have a shot with the Knicks if OG Anunoby is going for 40 and Cat
or 20 or 20.
Right? If he's going,
well, he averages 19, so that doesn't mean you never have a chance.
Well, not only that, wasn't he like he was like a 16, he was like a 16 or 17 in Toronto, so he could get buckets, but he's more of a defender. But if you got OG Anunoby going for 40, or you got him going for 30, you got Cat going for 30, and whatever Jalen Brunson brings, I mean, I don't think you have a shot against that.
Hey, to answer your question though, Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons get you 20, you ain't got no shot. That's a straight at Mars.
We scored double digits one time, so I'm just saying.
I said 20.
But I'm gonna send this to
Warriors without him.
If Jalen Green could score the basketball, Houston wouldn't lose.
What is the problem, Mars? What the
Get
hell?
Whoa! I'm glad Mars.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
Well, hold on. Before we get there, can we do these Knicks super chats quick?
Yeah,
I don't want to get back
go
to this
ahead,
at the end of
go
the
ahead.
show.
Yeah, and get
All
back
right,
to that
cool.
with Mars.
Some bullshit,
So Gondek V2 says, when's the last time you saw a team get walked down like that? Talking about Knicks versus Nuggets.
They didn't get walked down. They was out. The Knicks was outside waiting on them.
The Celtics when
outside
they
waiting on
destroyed the
them.
Knicks opening night.
Right.
I just
I just saw it on Saturday.
Napoleon Ice Cream says, Jokic haters waking up from hibernation today. They out here celebrating like Patrick Beverly winning a playing game.
Shout out Patrick Beverly, good guy. Shout out Patrick Beverly, rich guy.
Man,
100 M's
that's
up.
hilarious. Knicks in 6. Chill, we unlocked OG. He's going to be 20 with elite defense this year, and we'll fix Mikal soon. Boston will be cooked once we're all clicking.
McCall not getting fixed. This is who McCall is.
I don't think
I just
Mikal's
like
bad.
I think that plays
shit,
into
Mars.
the
That shit would make me choke. Oh my
I
god!
think that plays into the same thing with DeJounte Murray. Like people were thinking DeJounte Murray was going to immediately get back to that all level caliber of defense once
But we don't know. He got
Atlanta.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's back
I understand that.
He's
I
back
understand that. I understand that.
Bro, they
But
got
I think
shout out
that-
Alfred Payton though too, by the way, because for him to go 2 years and come back and do that shit he did, shout out Alfred Payton in his hometown in New Orleans. I played against the I coached against the AAU team a few times too, but shout out Alfred Payton, man.
What
That's
do you
just
have?
a good
21
shout out.
assists or something crazy like that?
Yeah, crazy work, bro.
Yeah, pulled him
I think
off
what he
the
had,
street and
17
he was
too?
hooping.
17, 6, and 21, I think. Something.
17, 7, and 21.
Why was he at? Why was he gone? What was the problem?
Because the
Because-
NBA said guards like him cannot play in the NBA, and that's a lie, bro. He's been productive his whole career. He's been that type of point guard his whole career
I don't
without
know
a
about his
jump
whole
shot.
career.
It's because he
Look
doesn't.
it
It's
up.
because he doesn't. It's
It's
because he
because he
doesn't
can't
shoot.
shoot.
Yeah, it's 'cause
but
he doesn't shoot.
like
we
I
don't
said,
got to look it up, Jordan. We was watching the boy play basketball.
I watched him
wasn't
play.
doing
Yeah,
all
I
that.
watched him play. Nah, Alfred Payton was always good, bro. He
was getting you those 12, 11, and 10 triple doubles. That's what he was doing.
facts, bro.
But he
he
was shooting
always
like
been good.
50% from the free throw line or something. Like it was.
Well, yeah,
They just don't like the way
I'm
he
not
do that.
saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he wasn't good. I'm just saying like there was some down times for Alfred Payton for sure.
He had no business out the
why
league
he's out
though.
the
For
league.
him to be out the league is no. He shouldn't have been out the
Yeah.
league. I think COVID kind of pushed him out though around the COVID time.
Alan R says I didn't know Alfred Payton was still in the league.
I didn't either, to be
He just
honest
got
with you, until I
back.
saw
He
that.
got back.
Yeah, he just got pulled up.
He got picked
Just
up.
got
back.
pulled up.
He been playing in the G League for a few years too, I think.
Pimp named Slipback said we need Jokic talk today for 2 hours again. How y'all feel
No,
about
that
that?
doesn't help the agenda.
I've done enough Jokic talk for the past few days.
Well, I mean,
I
when
listened to y'all
swiping and pin out here, just don't hit the same. Just don't hit the same.
By the
but
way, Ox, Jokic definitely is walking his way into a top 5 player of all time, top 10 player of all time for sure.
if you say so.
Yeah, he got past Moses Malone first.
He walking his way in there, bro.
If you say so, I'm not gonna say. I don't got time. I'm not easily impressed when it comes to basketball. But
I feel you. Basketball is different. Basketball
Which
is
is kind of
definitely
wild.
different now, bro.
I think that's
Definitely
ironic
different.
too with y'all. Ox is not easily impressed, yet Ox loves simple basketball, but he's not easily impressed.
But to Ox's point,
right.
like to Ox's point,
it's just basketball. Chill, like
yeah. But
It's
to your
just
point, Ox,
basketball.
though. But to your point, Ox, like we grew up around the same time. The way basketball is played is totally different, bro. So it's kind of
Jordan,
like
I'm like 10 years older than you, bro.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying you. But I was the last dying breed of that time. Like,
You don't want to be part of that generation.
no, bro, I played against them guys like with the long shorts. We didn't have a little bitty shorts.
Jordan swear he not one of us. He swear he not one of us.
If you play
Jordan like 25, bro. I'm 34.
bro, I'm not
Jordan
28.
kid.
I'm 28. I'm 28.
Oh,
and I'm
Oh, okay.
29
I
in
thought you were
January.
like,
You
I
take a
thought
step
you
on this
was like
side, player.
25,
Take a step
24.
on this
Okay.
No,
side.
bro, I'm gonna be 29
got a
in
heavy twin
January.
going.
Relax. So Ox,
Capricorn in the house.
you would have been about a
Capricorn.
senior when I was like a freshman, maybe
always
8th grade. You would have been there.
Yeah, something
So,
like that. Yeah.
I'm saying game was played totally different. So when you see like these stats, like to me, the stats don't really impress me because it's like that's where the game is like it's kind of like watered down a little bit. I know a lot of the YNs hate to say that, but it is. It's kind of watered down a little bit. Just saying, it's a little watered down a little bit, and it's a little bit easier for guys to get what they need to get off. So I get Ox when he says he's not impressed, but you might be impressed by Shaq back in the day, how he was, doing what he was doing. Jokic is doing the same thing Shaq was doing, just in a different way. Like he's dominating in a different way. That's all I'm saying.
No, Mars, he ain't throwing guys through the basket.
I was gonna say, because I ain't seen no one do what Shaq was doing. Like,
no, he's not throwing guys through the basket and breaking stanchions.
But he doing that in his own way. He don't necessarily have to break the stanchion for him to get a plus 10 on the stats. Like it's 2 points regardless whether I break the rim or not. I get 2 points.
But imagine if he did break the rim.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessary. Like I still think if you put Jokic in the air with Shaq, he would still dominate. Like not to the point of 40 and 20 or whatever, but he would still play the same way, bro.
This is my problem with Jokic, right? This is my only problem. It's not, you know what? I don't have a problem with Jokic. I have a problem with people like Swiper and Penn. I got a problem with people that hype up. I have a real issue with people that hype up basic stuff. Like for instance, there was the play. Oh man, I think they were playing Orlando, and I think one of the youngsters on the team, I don't know his name, cut baseline. The guy from Orlando that was guarding was completely lost. He looked this way. He cut. Jokic made a simple. It was when he had the ball in one hand. He just passed it to him. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I agree. That's Tyrese Halliburton assists like that. Tyrese Halliburton assists like that, bro.
That is as a simple of a pass as you can get. Is it crazy because a guy whose hand is this big can throw a one-hand pass right in front of himself? Like, bro, that is a normal basketball play.
Yeah,
but
that's
because the guy played terrible defense, Jokic didn't look anybody off. He didn't even know where his man was from the beginning. We're gonna act like Jokic created that. It's like when Draymond Green used to make the backdoor cut. When you remember when Andrew Wiggins used to set the down screen for Klay Thompson or Steph Curry, and the other one. So if he sets the down pick for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's on the opposite side, and now we got to guard a lob pass. We got to guard this guy coming out for the three and him over there. There's no help defense. And Draymond Green tends a simple bounce pass. Did you see that pass? Like, bro,
I think it's more the decision making, but Tyrese Halliburton assists like that, bro. Tyrese got the fakest court vision you've seen, boy. Like he just make by way of the offense. Tyrese does not generate none of those assists. It's by way of the offense. Oh, he's cutting really fast, lazy ass defense down. But he'll throw a no look and they'll say Tyrese Halliburton is one of the best playmakers in the NBA. And it's like, bro,
well, he is.
That shit is fake,
not
bro.
Based on that right
shit
there,
is fake, bro.
Yeah, not based on that right there. Sure, I can get with that.
I think Tyrese Halliburton's assist is inflated because of the system. It's not like he's James Harden, like to where he's penetrating, causing 2 and 3 people to look at him, and then he get a dime. Tyrese Halliburton barely can beat somebody one-on-one off the dribble. So when you look at the game play, you'll see that.
Chill, mind you, just like you said, I love simple basketball. I love that pass from Jokic because that's the right pass to make. Sure. It's the right pass to make. But we're not gonna act like that was just oh my god, he's the best passer I've ever seen. But that was a basic pass, bro. Like but I love the willingness to pass. More than all that stuff. The willingness to pass,
of course,
is the first decision to me. And so I love Jokic's game. I think Jokic is an amazing player. I think Jokic definitely has top 10 action and all that. I'm with that. But I'm not gonna do this with nobody. Like I'm not gonna pretend like I think basic like simple passes or that's like Magic Johnson or Jason Kidd with the full court bounce. Like, no, that was a crazy pass. That right there was somebody right in front of him and the ball was in one hand, so he passed it to him. Bad defense, but Jokic is a hell of a player. I wish he was a little better on the defensive end, but
I agree. But to y'all point, when y'all talked about rim protection yesterday, like I've said this I said this a lot of times. Jokic don't block a lot of shots, bro. But when you watch them finals, when Bam and all them folks was trying to take it to him, he was changing a lot of those shots, whether he blocked them or not. He was changing them. Yep. That's all I'm saying. When people say
he's a block, right?
I agree.
Changing a shot is more.
He changes shots.
He changed shots against Miami, sure, but like I mean, Miami is one of the worst rim scoring teams in the NBA. I'm not exactly.
I guess, but I still think he changes.
But yeah, like that's cool. But in general, I mean, teams are way more efficient at the rim when Jokic is there than most people. But I think changing shots is more like that's why Rudy's got better as a defender, his block numbers have gone down. Because you realize that you need to stop contesting shots to try and block them as you do to just make them miss.
Yeah,
Like the amount of times you'll chase a block and you don't get the block and you've ended up giving up an easier shot because you've only tried to hit the ball instead of making the shot as difficult as possible. I think that's like the next level of development for a lot of defenders. And once you master that, you become a much better defender. And I'm not going to say Jokic is doing that. More often than not, I think Jokic is just trying not to foul people. But like he's a big body, so like you still have to account for him. But like, he's not elite.
I don't think he has to be though. I don't think he has to be. But
now, Ox, what I don't want to do is I don't want to overinflate what Cat did, because as soon as somebody, it's like when Mike Tyson got dropped. Okay, he can be beat. We can all beat him. Chill out, relax. All right, slow down. But
Mike Tyson was a fluke, though. I'm a big boxing fan.
There is some level of formula to that, though. Okay, some of this we can use in order to have an advantage on this guy, right? So with Cat running the floor like he does and being able to stop at the long ball line and pop like he does, Embiid did that when he played against Embiid. Embiid would do that. So that's something that we could use, to get an advantage on Joker, as opposed to basically playing in the Joker's hands every time. Now, is Cat going to make 4 or 5 threes every night against Joker? Well, I don't know if that's true, but I mean, I don't. It could. He could because he is one of the better long ball shooters in the game. But I think that it's a recipe for success. Like, we could use it. It's like putting salt in the meal. It's like putting what's necessary in the meal. It's not the whole meal though. And I don't think that when people see that.
Chill. Do you agree that Cat guards Jokic better than Jokic guards Cat?
No, I wouldn't agree to that. And the reason why is because I think Cat, he lets guys off the hook a lot with his shot selection. Joker doesn't do that. And Joker doesn't do that off the strength that he does so many other things with the basketball. So he uses his other strengths. He uses his ability to play make to score. He uses his ability to pass to score. Cat doesn't do that. Cat's one of those guys where he'll get you on the block and he'll take you off the hook. He won't use his other the other things that he does. He won't use those things to his advantage. So no, I don't think that.
Okay.
Chill.
So
I heard you reference I know we're going off topic just a little bit, but I heard you reference Mike Tyson.
Oh man, please don't say this, Jordan. That's crazy what you, Jordan. I see what you're saying in the comments. You don't got to do this.
That he knocked out that was relevant.
That was relevant. Just so you know, Larry Holmes, when he dropped him, Larry Holmes had the belt for longer than anybody in boxing history.
So how old was Larry Holmes?
He still was the heavyweight champion.
Okay, but how old was Larry Holmes?
He was the heavyweight champion. That's what he was.
There you go.
He had the belt. He had the belt.
That's cool.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. He had the belt.
All I'm saying is when he fought somebody that was a name, not somebody that just got out of driving the cab or that just got through serving popcorn in the stands. What happened?
So when he fought Razor Ruddock, who he said, and Razor Ruddock is one of my favorite boxers of all times. Mike Tyson said he hits like quote unquote a goddamn mule kick.
Mike Tyson said a lot of crazy things.
Mike Tyson broke it too. Mike Tyson broke his jaw.
Final.
Yeah, Mike Tyson broke his jaw.
I
don't think you give Mike Tyson enough credit as a boxer. His technique, his footwork.
I don't think we've seen it long enough. That's why I think when y'all seen the stuff y'all seen from Mike Tyson, he was knocking people off. When the distance happens, where was all them skills? When you took Mike, just like Deontay Wilder, we saw Deontay Wilder knock everybody out. Bro, Deontay Wilder is not a good boxer. Bro, he throws one punch, and if he can't hit that, he looks pathetic.
Well, Tyson.
Yeah, but if he does hit that, then you probably gonna go sleep.
He ain't hitting his last 4.
But Jordan, never forget. He knocked Tyson Fury out. The ref took 2-3 seconds to start counting. I watched.
That fight should have been over. That fight should have been over.
That fight should have been over, man.
He knocked Tyson Fury out.
Fury beat the dog crap out of him the next 2 fights.
You see that?
That's
the follow-ups. Come on, man.
That's true. But don't ever forget.
Dog crap out of him the next 2 fights.
That's true. But don't ever forget that he knocked Tyson Fury out.
When I forgot? When he said that man Fury had bricks in his glove. That's when I forgot all that shit, man. I'm like, bro, get out of here, bro. He said that man had bricks in his gloves.
Real quick, because in this, back to Jokic a little bit. I agree with let me just read it first. Zigsaw Puzzle says, Ox, Jokic passes are in their pockets. Cutters rarely ever need to regain control to score off Jokic. He sees passing angles only LeBron sees. So the whole beginning of that, I agree with that. I was always taught that pass makes the shot. I was always taught that you got to give him a good pass, put it somewhere that can shoot it. You give a shooter or a cutter a bad pass, you're gonna mess it up. Whatever. I've always taught pass makes a shot. But the second part of this super chat, I'm gonna pretend like you didn't even send it.
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
He only sees passing angles that LeBron sees. Wow.
Bro, I don't know how y'all be coming up with some of these narratives, but I mean, that's
my question is my question
so
is what passing angles does LeBron see? How do you know that?
I don't know. That just me speaking.
How do you know that?
I think that.
And how do you know what passing angles John Stockton doesn't see? How do you know what passing angles Magic doesn't see? Because if you see those angles that LeBron sees, you should be playing in the league.
It's easy to see from a bird's eye perspective. It's easy to see.
Yeah.
When you're watching on the TV.
I mean, you can see it. You can see it.
Nothing. I'm gonna be honest.
But on the court, it's a little bit harder, chill. But I don't know. I don't get like this is the problem. Like sometimes I get with basketball commentary. Like the extent that people will go to prove a point about certain things is just unbelievable to me sometimes, bro. It's like, bro, it's not even necessary to get that point across. But and it's not no frappuccino though. But I feel you though. I feel you though. It's what it is though.
Jordan the January baby, that's dope.
Facts. I'm Aquarius, gang. No, I'm Aquarius.
Okay.
January 23rd, brother.
Forget it.
Do y'all agree with Mitzau? He says it's so boring watching Jokic play.
Yeah, it's boring watching the NBA play.
I'm not bored.
Me neither.
The NBA is a little bit boring, but I like watching Jokic play. But the NBA is a little bit boring. I like watching Denver play as a whole, but the NBA is kind of boring, bro. Like some of the games, bro, it's like, what are we doing, bro?
What about you, John D? What you think?
I think every team has a watchable player. Like every team.
The Wizards don't have none.
Even the Wizards?
The Wizards don't have none.
I like watching Bilal, but I guess.
Yeah, at the second quarter, I'm like, what's Jordan Poole doing? If Jordan Poole going off, I like to watch Bilal. You know what I'm saying? I also like watching good defense. So if Bilal's having a good defensive performance, Alex Sarr, I'm going to be tuned in for the entire game. But I think
Alex Sarr is horrible, bro.
And if they gave Marvin Bagley minutes, I'd like watching Marvin Bagley too. But
I think there's a watchable part for all 30 teams, though.
Mars, when you gonna come off this Marvin Bagley stuff? When?
I just enjoy watching Marvin Bagley play. I'm not saying Marvin Bagley's gonna be a superstar.
It's not even enjoyable watching the 76ers play no more, bro. That shit just
I enjoy watching Jared McCain.
I like Jared McCain. I like Jared McCain. Definitely like Jared McCain.
The Sixers in general are a bad watch right now.
The Hornets, to be honest with you, the Hornets are a bad watch. LaMelo is exciting, but they're a bad watch. It's like, damn, dude, what the hell are y'all doing?
I'm not gonna lie. LaMelo, Miller, Trey Mann, I like watching.
Go back to but hold on, because Mars know I love to do this. But let's go back to my take I said before the season start. So is LaMelo Ball a franchise player now?
I think he's always been a franchise player.
We can go back. I never disagreed that LaMelo is a franchise player. I disagreed that if he was on the Lakers, he'd be the franchise player. That's why I disagree.
Those two things.
And I also disagree.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
And then we had the conversation of if LaMelo was on the Sixers instead of Maxey playing next to Embiid, the Sixers would be better. I also disagree.
I think they would.
Yeah, those are the things I disagree. I never disagreed with the premise of LaMelo as a franchise guy. I didn't disagree with that.
With Jordan, with that shot selection, playing with Joel Embiid and Paul,
he wouldn't take that shot selection. He wouldn't take them shots. His shot selection would be better, bro. The Hornets are terrible, bro. You can't judge LaMelo off his shot selection when he's playing with those guys. Like the Hornets,
it depends on that playing.
LaMelo's had bad shot selection for 9 years now. This is it's not. LaMelo's had LaMelo was on the best high school team in the country, had bad shot selection. LaMelo went to Spire, had bad shot selection. LaMelo was in Lithuania, had bad shot selection.
Yeah, but
LaMelo went to Australia and had bad shot selection.
No, he had a really good. LaMelo, what damn that average? What in Australia? Almost a triple double.
It's not about.
That don't mean he got good shot selection.
I'm talking about shot selection. He averaged like I want to say 19, 8 and 8 or something like that in Australia. He was really good. His shot selection was terrible. And then he was in the NBA. His shot selection was terrible.
I don't think he's
enabled everywhere he goes. It's been enabled.
Yes, but I was about to say the teams that he's been set up on. I don't like even when he was on the best team with Chino Hills, like his brothers were better than him. He didn't need to be Lonzo, or he didn't need to be like his role.
Bro,
was you can't
tell me y'all like watching LaMelo Ball play basketball.
sometimes that shit is crazy, but that
When
shit
the
be going in,
shot's
man.
dropping, I'm very entertained.
I was about to say,
Shit be going in, bro.
When the
Like,
shot's going in, I'm
it-
very
it-
entertained.
It can get exciting, but it's like being on a roller coaster. It's like,
it
It is a roller coaster.
The big part is I'm a huge
oh
Lonzo
my
guy.
god!
But
You
I'm
know
even
what saying?
entertained by the horrible shots. I'm gonna be honest, it's like nice.
And they have a great commentator. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
So
this
it's
shit is
like-
annoying, though.
I feel like I would get
gotta
tired
turn
of
that shit
listening to
down
80
sometimes.
times.
Yeah, bro,
Like,
he be
I
tripping,
feel
bro. I
like
gotta
when
turn
your
that shit
team
down.
plays the Hornets, it's nice. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like you only see them twice a year. Like when the Rockets play the Hornets, it's like I'm only gonna hear this guy like.
Since we on the Rockets,
but 82 times I get tired.
hey, since we on the Rockets,
Yeah,
what
since
else
we on
did
the
I say
12
about
over
Jalen Green?
Rockets.
What else did I say
we're
about
not on
Jalen
the
Green?
I mean,
we were supposed to come back to
Here's
that.
the thing. Here's the thing. Jalen Green's first 5 games of the season was looking fantastic, and Jordan said
He was
"Let's
looking
not
great.
overreact.
What happened?
He forgot he can't shoot. Let's not overreact. And you know what, Jordan, me and you, I'm with you. You need to get with me on Jabari Smith.
Hold on.
You have to get with me on Jabari Smith.
I gave you time. You gotta give me some time.
All right, cool. I'll give you some time. I'll give you some time. Jalen Green. I'm sorry, the guy can't shoot. He can't.
And he
can't shoot.
And he keep taking them what? He keep taking them saying what?
But no,
Dribble
and this is the thing, because I'm with you on the idea that this isn't good, but everything Ime has said, everything the team has said, they want Jalen Green to shoot. They want him to
I don't know why they think that.
Because the fact of the matter is our team has no spacing. If Jalen Green drives, he's going to get 4 or 5 people around him, and he's not a good passer. He's not. So he's not going to make those reads. And also, we don't shoot the 3 very well anyway. So even if he did make those reads, we're probably not getting good offense. So the reality of the situation is this. Jalen Green has to be able to shoot.
Yeah.
If he can't shoot, he won't last very long in Houston, and we'll see what he does outside of Houston.
I think they just give him too many shots, bro. They give him too many shots.
Who else on the perimeter can create shots?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you on that, but I'm saying the whole infrastructure of the Rockets has been built around Jalen Green and what they hope he can do. And I'm saying when I first saw him and I saw him play for the whole season, I said, this is not the guy you want to build an infrastructure around, because I knew he couldn't shoot. I knew he couldn't do anything besides play at one pace. He plays at one pace. He tries and he works hard to get to multiple paces, but it's just not in his caliber to do it. It's just not processing yet. Maybe later on in his career will, but he don't need to be taking the shots that he needs to take in the starting lineup as if he's this number 1 option, and he's not. Because now that make Fred VanVleet do some wild shit too.
We're not talking about Fred. We're not. The reality of the situation is Jalen Green is Houston's only perimeter shot creator, advantage creator. That's the reality. Amen Thompson isn't a perimeter advantage creator. Tari Eason isn't. Jabari should have been, but he's not. And Fred VanVleet is a criminal. So Jalen Green is the only one who can do it. The problem is he can't do it efficiently. Right. So we end up running into the problem where Houston's offense is really, really bad because the only guy who can create their own shot can't do it efficiently. So our offense is just extremely inefficient. Top to bottom, like there's no one on our team who's playing efficiently, including Şengün. No one on our team has been efficient this season. Jalen Green is just the one who we're relying on to create the most shots for himself, and he can't do it efficiently. Now, the thing is, he has to be able to shoot if he wants to have a future. He has to be a 38% three-point shooter. And I don't see that happening. Just the way he's been playing, the way his career, he's a 33% guy. So it appears as if that's probably where he's going to be, and that's not good enough. And now when it comes down to the pace stuff that you're talking about, you can see he's trying to slow himself down.
He can't do it.
I just think he just reverts back to old habits way too often. And it's hard to break that, especially when you've been playing that way like your whole life and you're trying to break that. And he's 22 now. Like, I feel like if you give Jalen Green, I'm not projecting anything. If you give Houston 5 days off and you give the Rockets 2 team practices and Jalen Green can get it down in his head, okay, I got to slow down. I got to do this. For about 2 or 3 games, Jalen Green will play well. He'll play well. But then once you start saying 5 games in 7 nights and you start seeing back-to-backs and the games just keep coming and there's no time for breaks and practice, he's going to revert back to old habits because you don't have something that can break the chain of that. You have to just go back to what you're comfortable with. And that's the problem with Jalen Green. An 82-game schedule isn't great for him. He probably should have gone to college. If we're being honest, he probably should have gone to college.
I agree.
That probably would have benefited him where he could play a 30-game schedule, more practices, more discipline, all of those things. That's where he could have, because I don't think Jordan is even denying how talented he is.
No, I think he's talented. I just don't think
the problem is putting it all together. Putting it all together is the problem. And Ime's trying to work with him. He's saying that he wants him to become a better all-around player. I think he's becoming better on defense, but he's still limited. He's becoming a better decision maker, but he's still limited. And the reality of the situation is he can't shoot. And we have a bad space roster, so he can't get to the rim as much as he would on other teams. Like, if he was in a better space situation, he'd be more efficient just because he'd get to the rim more, but he'd still be extremely flawed. So Houston isn't helping him in the fact that he can't do what he does best, which is get downhill and finish and create. But he's not helping Houston with the fact that he can't shoot the ball. Like, I think
Tyrese Maxey is the difference between him and Jalen Green is Tyrese Maxey can shoot, but I think Tyrese Maxey plays with the same sort of pace, the same sort of problems. But I think Tyrese Maxey just can shoot better, so it just kind of get disguised. But that's why I said about Tyrese Maxey, I don't think he's this like premier player that a lot of people think he is. I mean, y'all can disagree, but
I agree with that. I'm not as high on Tyrese Maxey.
They're the same player. Like, I think they're the same players. He just shoots better than Jalen Green. But I mean, whatever. But I just don't know with the Rockets. Like, okay, we can be a playoff team. We can be a good team. Did we trade for Jimmy Butler?
No. You still build with the young. We're not winning a championship this year, and the fact that we're 12-6, we're third in the West.
Get something from the Heat. You can get a draft pick from the Heat.
What's that going to do? And I don't think Jalen Green can be traded this year because he just signed the extension.
Oh yeah, he did.
So I think
unless they got that, it's I forget, it's an exception. You can do it. You can trade exceptions, I think. With that.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how this stuff works, but I don't know if you can. But Houston have said that they're trying to build with the young core and internal development. That's what they've said. The Giannis stuff, like all that news was circulating. They've practically come out and said, we're building with our young core. I'm of the belief that Amen Thompson and Tari Eason are going to be here long term. I believe that. I think anyone who watches Houston also believes that. I think Şengün is the team's best player, and you keep Şengün. You just gave him the extension too. So those three, I think, are safe. Reed Shepherd is the guy who they are priming to be that point guard when Fred VanVleet is inevitably gone. Praise the Lord. And Reed Shepherd in recent games has been more willing to shoot. He's been better. So you got Reed, Amen, Tari, and Şengün. Those four, I think, are secure. Cam Whitmore, I feel, is going to be gone sooner rather than later. I don't think Houston see him as part of the project. And I don't that too. And he's in the G League right now, and he's not developing the areas of his game that need to develop. He's just playing like Cam Whitmore, which doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help
Mars, remember we had that same conversation though, and I was trying to say the exact same thing. Like that's just a part of it. Like, a lot of these young players come in the NBA and they think, man, I'm talented. I can do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, you can do it on a team by yourself, but when we have a order in play and you can't follow it and you can't process when is the right time to take those shots, man, I keep telling y'all he's approaching territory where he could be out the league. Just that like
a team will give him a shot. Just a tanking team will give him a shot. Whoever's
Cam Reddish is approaching that same
Utah, they all gonna give him a chance.
Yeah, but Cam Reddish found ways to contribute. Cam Reddish now playing defense. He's playing that.
You're talking about Cam Whitmore.
But Cam Whitmore,
I'm saying Cam Reddish,
they're gonna give him the same
thing. They did the same thing with Cam Reddish.
But he still got an opportunity, and now he's
Cam Reddish got an opportunity.
Cam Whitmore's going to get an opportunity, and then if he doesn't capitalize on that, then we can start discussing how long.
Of course,
but he's going to get that second opportunity.
Question.
I'm agreeing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying he's going to get that second opportunity, but I'm saying like Cam Reddish will end up being in EuroLeague very, very soon, bro.
What's your question, John D? What's your saying, John D?
If we went into the scene knowing that the Rockets are planning to develop their young core, what was really the point of trading those Nets picks? Like, I look back at that all the time. Why did we trade those?
They bet on Phoenix. They bet on Phoenix being bad. That's what it was. They bet on Phoenix being bad and moving off Devin. I believe, and this is what I believe. I have no inside information. I believe they aren't sold on Jalen Green long term.
Of course,
that's why they only signed him to that 2 year.
But they were betting on Phoenix being a dumpster fire and using Jalen Green and Phoenix's own picks to get Devin Booker to Houston.
Yeah.
I believe that's what they were betting.
Also,
now the issue is Phoenix is still really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the better bet was just to bet on the Nets being bad. Like,
that's why I wanted to Cleveland flag. Like,
also, Mars, I also think too, when James Harden was a free agent, I really think that they had plans on bringing James back. It wasn't until James started talking about contenders and monies and stuff like that till they changed their mind. But they had real intentions on bringing James Harden back, and there was mutual interest. Now, I do know that for a fact. I can't tell you how I know this one now. I got to leave that one alone. But I do know this for a fact. It was mutual. That's a fact for sure. mutual interest in both. Now, James started talking about, he was looking for championships, and the Rockets wasn't necessarily on that same boat with that. And then the money, James should have said, I'm signing with the Rockets coming out of free agency. And they would have signed him. But he opened up his options. He wanted to develop him. And the Rockets say, we ain't got time to wait. We can't miss out. Let's spend our money before James make this wrong decision. So
if we got James, we would have made the playoffs last year. Just put it
100%. We would be a better team this year with James.
Yeah, but Fred.
But Fred VanVleet, yes, of course.
But yeah, so Jalen Green, I'm about as close to being out as I could be. He needs to be able to shoot the basketball. Like, I'm not gonna be bought into an 8-game stretch where he starts shooting 40% from 3. He has to be able to shoot the basketball. That's the only way he.
Like last year.
Yeah, I'm not a March run isn't gonna do it for me. He has to be able to shoot the basketball consistently. So if he's not shooting 37, 38% the rest of the season, it's gonna be hard to say that Jalen Green has a future in Houston. Now, Jabari Smith.
You out on him, Mars. I've been
out on him since pre-draft. I'm sorry.
You've been out on him.
But like, come on, like
it was me trying to sell you on him, and he's not helping.
I think Jalen Green hurts Jabari, to be honest with you, though.
I've been saying that for a long time. I'm not doing that. I ain't blaming Jalen Green for Jabari.
I'm blaming him.
Jordan, he gets too many open shit. Jordan, he gets too many open shots. 2, as a defender, he should be better. Considering what he is.
I think he was better last year than he's been this year. This year, yes, I don't like
definitely a better defender. The emergence of Amen Thompson should make him better as a defender. The emergence of Tari Eason should make him better as a defender. Just off the strength that he's on the floor with these guys should make them better. Because if you think about who Amen Thompson is as an on-ball defender, that would make me a better off-ball defender. That would make me get on the line more. That would make me get in the passing lane more to disrupt passes and things like that. That would make me do that, as opposed to he falls asleep a lot defensively.
I don't know if he falls asleep a lot, man. The Rockets got a really good defense, and he's a part of it on the floor. So
100%. I can make that say Jalen Green's on the floor.
But Jalen Green's a good defender too. To me, I don't think he's the best defender in the NBA or something like that. But he's
a 6. I'll give him a 6.
As a team
we
defense, the Rockets
Jabari to shoot, and he's shooting 26.5% on wide open.
I think the shot quality.
He missed a lot of wide open shots.
Open threes, 26%.
But hold on,
he was drafted to shoot.
Hold on, Mars.
Literally.
I cannot debate you on the wide open shots. I have no excuse for that.
You was watching on playback. Remember when he missed the 3 wide right, got it right back, missed it in the exact same spot?
I know. I can't debate you on that one. But what I'm saying is, as far as the rhythm and the timing of their shots, it's all over the place. Like, that's what I think. Hold on.
Could y'all just relax on Jalen? Just give him a little more time.
No, Ox. I've been out on Jalen Green since he really arrived in G League. Since he went to G League.
I had him as the only defender this year. I had him as the only defender.
You talking about
Jabari, too.
But yeah, I could have told Chill he was wrong about that. I could have told Chill he was wrong about that. The thing with
not ready for that right now.
This is why it's hard for me to say I'm out on Jalen Green, because I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a player who the ceiling, and he's shown it in stretches, to be one of the best players in the NBA. That's not me hyperbolic. He has shown for stretches, a month, 2 weeks, a week, however short the sample is, to show potential to be one of the best players in the NBA. But then 90% of the time, he's one of the worst starters in the NBA. I've never seen someone have that drastic of a difference between what they're capable of and then what they are on a consistent basis. Normally, if you're a bad player, like, the upside is just, oh, you weren't trash this game. That's normally the upside. Killian Hayes, oh, you were pretty good this game. That's the upside. Jalen Green, 80% of the time, just a legitimately bad starter. But in that 20%, this is one of the best shooting guards in the NBA.
D'Angelo Russell is like that too.
But how can there be that large of a gap between what he's capable of in spurts and then to what he is on a consistent basis? I've never seen someone have that large of a difference.
D'Angelo Russell, yes, you have D'Angelo Russell.
I didn't.
D'Angelo Russell and Jalen Green, boy, they think they too Hollywood or something. Boy, I don't. It's them pregame fits.
D'Angelo just playing nonchalant. I don't get what.
Question. So when we look at some of these players like Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, it looks like the idea of them is better than the actual player. Like we thought, we come in with the idea that Jalen Green is supposed to be one of the stars in the league, and Jabari Smith is supposed to be one of these excellent outside shooters, great perimeter defender. Where do we go from here if you're Houston? Like if these picks really don't pan out, like we have all this young talent, but do we trade some of it to try and bring in ready talent? Do we try and retool this roster around a man?
That's their plan. That's their plan. Their plan
was Jabari would be my first people to move if I was Houston.
Did you remember? Do you remember in the offseason they talked about how they were going to try to bring more established stars to the Rockets? That's the plan. I think they keep Jabari just for the size and the defensive aspect, but they get rid of Jalen Green because he's young. A team is willing to take a chance on him. A team like Detroit, a team like Brooklyn will take a chance on him. A team, Penn not gonna like it. A team like the Raptors will take a chance on him. They willing to take a chance, so they move on for him. I would too.
Jalen Green, that'll ruin Jalen Green.
I don't get what Jabari does. I don't know what you guys are seeing. I'm sorry.
It's because sometimes, like with players like Jabari Smith, with his size and his intangibles that he has, you can turn him into. He may not be the number 3 pick, like living up to it, but he will be a very good role player for years to come if you continue to work with him. Jalen Green
already have two guys who are going to be better than him at the wing. But
that's fine. You can never have too many good wing defenders. You can never have too many of that.
Mars, your projection of a guy. So him being, don't forget, I think you're looking a lot at him being as high a pick as he was. And
I didn't think he was a top 3 pick at the time. You can
hell no, I don't get on.
I said when Houston drafted Jabari and Tari Eason in the same draft, I said that moment Tari Eason was the better prospect. I said it then. I never liked Jabari as a prospect. The fact that he was going number 1,
I love Jabari.
Was ridiculous. I said Paolo and Chet cleared him. Jabari, there was no universe in which Jabari should have even been considered as a number 1 pick.
Jabari was really good at Auburn, bro. He was really good at Auburn.
It made no sense to me that Jabari Smith was being considered as a number 1 pick. I was never high on him. There is evidence in the Players' Choice Discord. That's how far back I'm going. Of me saying Tari Eason is better than Jabari Smith before the draft. That's what I was saying. I was never high on Jabari. So I'm dealing with a lot of confirmation bias here.
Sure,
Jabari had a bad rookie year. All I was saying was, see, I told you Jabari is not very good, and then he had a better year last year. I was like, just wait and see. And then this year, he's back to stinking. I'm like, see, I told you. So it's all confirmation bias for me with Jabari because I've been saying
cool with both of their ass gone. I like Jabari. I'm cool with both of their ass gone. Jabari Smith, like at best, I see a 6'10" defender who can switch a little bit and he can knock down threes at a decent clip.
I see Derek McKee. That's who I'm looking at. That's who he reminds me of more than anything. He reminds me of Derek McKee.
But I see.
Jabari can't pass.
But I see the idea. I see the idea of Jalen Green. I see the ceiling for him. I just don't think the ceiling is that good. And I don't think it's that good.
At least Jalen Green has shown you a glimpse of what the ceiling could be. Jabari's good games is he goes 6 for 8 from 3, but like we know that's not real. Like
okay, so what's all right, Mars? If 6 for 8, if 6 for 8 isn't real, what is real? What is real? What is? Because I just seen him a couple of nights ago.
A real Jabari Smith game for me wouldn't be Jabari scored 28 because he went 7 for 9 from 3. It would be
so that's not real.
Jabari scored 28, went 4 for 11 from 3, or 4 for 10 from 3, was getting to the mid post, getting to his pull up.
He got some games like that.
That's a glimpse of the ceiling.
Not, like that,
he got ridiculously hot from 3 and scored a lot of points. Because that's not a sign of anyone's ceiling. Like if Steph Curry goes 12,
that's not sustainable, right? I get that.
That's not proof for anything. Like it's like, you had a great shooting night. A sign of the ceiling, like when Jalen Green had that month of March. The reason I view it as a sign of the ceiling is not because he was going 7 for 9 from 3 every game, because he shot about 40% from 3, but everything else was clicking. So it's like, this is what it can be. Jabari, like 80% of his good games or 80% of the games where it's like, Jabari played well. It's just he got hot from 3. That's not proof of anything for me. That doesn't prove anything. It's like, you had a hot shooting night.
The game he had a couple of nights ago, I think he had 21. I want to say against the Trailblazers. He had 21.
You sure he didn't have 28?
Was it 28?
Dylan who had 28. Dylan who had 28 against Portland.
I think Jabari had. I think Jabari went for 21.
He had 28 against the Clippers. Jabari.
Right. Yeah. And when I watch him shoot the ball, okay, Mars, his wide open jump shot isn't as good as I hoped it would be at this point. We're in year 3 now, right? Mm-hmm. We're in year 3 now. I would have I would have hoped for him to be a better open jump shooter. I ain't even talking about at the long ball line. Let's take the long ball line off the plate for a second. I was hoping for him to be more of an open long ball shooter. The question that I have for Jabari is, what exactly is his identity? Because I know what we look for in the NBA in terms of guys being bucket getters. I know for a fact that if you can't shoot the three, you're not going to be able to play. Well, here's the difference. If you do the other things, like what Tari Eason is doing, you can do that too. That's your game too. Getting on the floor for loose balls, being a defender, being a damn good off-ball defender, getting on the glass because you are 6'10". You can do what he does, and you can do it at a better rate because I think he's a better athlete than Tari Eason is. That's just me. I do. I think he, as big as he is, I think he's a better athlete. I think the hustle from Tari Eason is what's moving you more than anything. I think that's what it is. I think Tari Eason's motor is what's pushing him over the top. Jabari can do those other things that Tari Eason does, but I don't think that the motor is there. And I think it's something like maybe him getting traded. I think it's something like maybe him getting cut that might that might turn him up to go, you know what, I need to get on my job instead of sulking or the idea that, well, maybe I'm not good enough. No, maybe something like that needs to happen to him.
The only
Morris,
thing I've
do you have a closing statement for this, Morris? Because as much as I do love Houston Rockets, trust me, I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah, no, we have to move on. We talking about the Rockets a bit too much.
Definitely got to knock.
Closing statements. I'm obviously rooting for everyone. I want Jabari to figure it out. I want Jalen Green to figure it out. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather Jalen Green figure it out than Jabari, just because of pure bias. but I think it's comforting that Houston can be the 3rd seed in the West, be the 2nd best defense in the NBA, when 2 of their highest picks that they've made in their rebuild are probably their worst players in their starting lineup. I think that's promising that Şengün and Tari Eason, who were picked up in those same drafts as Jalen and Jabari, have been really good. So you didn't get the value at the number 2 and 3 pick, but you got it at the 16 and 17 pick. So like it balances itself out, I think. And I think Houston are a really good team that won't reach their ceiling unless Jalen and Jabari do reach their ceiling. So I think we're depending on them to be better.
Or unless they trade them.
Yeah, unless they trade him too. So I'm hoping they'll be better, but we play Minnesota tonight. And if Jalen Green plays well, I'm going to be right back on the train. So
in Houston,
better than Ant. He plays well, he's better than Ant.
I said that about Shaden. I said that about Shaden Sharp when he outplayed Ant. So yeah, Jalen Green better.
Not, Jordan?
I think we're in Minnesota. I think, but I might be wrong. Let me check. Yeah, we're in Minnesota.
Mars. No, Mars. We are in Minnesota. I don't know where you at.
We got a super chat from Jalen. He said Jaden Ivey is so tough. Fire Monty Williams again.
Damn, Monty.
Yeah, I mean, he was giving Killian Hayes. He was giving Killian Hayes minutes over Jaden Ivey. Like
Monty Williams was tripping, bro. He coached high school right now. I know it's probably painful for some of them kids. They be like, bro, I don't understand this dude.
He's probably having the best year of his life coaching high school.
He probably is, Doc. He probably is.
Tired than prima donnas, man. He's old.
Boy, it's even worse in high school.
Rich ass prima donnas. Nobody got time for that. These kids think if they got more money than you, they don't got to listen to you. It's just crazy.
Facts.
But watching Detroit, I'm watching Detroit because I watched that game. Because why? Because I got blacked out from the Orlando game last night, so I got to watch Detroit and Toronto. Anyway,
we could have watched the Kings
in Toronto.
Yeah.
It was good hoops. A game winner from Jaden Ivey. You ain't see it?
Scotty Barnes, 31, 14, and 7.
But Chill, you know what? That's what I was saying earlier, Chill. I think when you watch 2 teams that are at the same level, I mean, they're professional basketball players, so it's going to be good basketball if they're the same level team.
So I got to stop saying, well, they only beat Detroit. Well, during this 2 or 3 game win streak, Detroit does not suck. They are not bad. No, I got to stop saying that. I have to. Last year I was saying that, they beat Detroit. Give me a break. No, Detroit does not suck. They are turning it around up there. I like what JB is doing up there, man. And
they did that without Cade Cunningham.
Yes,
Saul Thompson came back.
No Cade Cunningham last night. He looks like he's making his way back into the lineup, Moss. He is.
It's nice to see him back.
He looks like he's getting
JB a good coach, man.
Jaden Ivey is so much more aggressive. He's so much more aggressive now than I think he's ever been, whether it's one-on-one or in transition. I didn't give him enough credit as the one-on-one player that he is. He's actually a really good one-on-one player, but there is something that I do have to do. I am giving you my ticket, Mars. I'm getting off this Jalen Duren defense train. I'm getting off of it, and
get off the Isaiah Stewart tough train too. Get off that.
I'm getting off the Jalen Duren defensive train for now. I'm hoping that I'm going to see a turnaround, but I'm going to step off of this for now because what I'm looking at a guy who's stiff. I'm looking at a guy who's slow. I'm looking at a guy who doesn't read defenses. I'm looking at a guy who doesn't recover. I am looking at a guy who rebounds, and that does help.
He does.
I am looking at a guy who rebounds, and that 100% helps. But his drop coverage is bad. He doesn't recover when he gets beat. Not only does he not recover when he gets beat, he fouls. I'm off the Jalen Duren defensive train. Does that mean I'm not getting back on it? I ain't gonna say that, but I'm off it now.
Right. The Nets.
I was just about to bring that up.
We got just super chats right now, John D. We're gonna go with the super chats, brother. Pimp name Slipback said Cam Thomas, who's averaging 25 on 61% true shooting this year, averaged 24 on 58% true shooting the last 40 games of last year. Isn't a top 75 scorer according to Swiper, by the way.
A top 75 scorer in the NBA? You crazy as hell.
He said
top 10.
He actually said top 50.
We got to a lot of names. He got to a lot of names, and Swiper was just saying no to a lot of people. It was interesting.
Cam Thomas do that shit so ugly, but he been doing that same shit his whole life, bro. Cam Thomas is a bona fide bucket. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Facts.
Big fan Breezy says Cam Thomas a star. He's clutch. Can y'all talk Jordy and bench?
I don't know. He's a damn good scorer.
Why did Cam Thomas not close the game last night?
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, they came back.
Maybe because Dennis was cooking.
It wasn't offense. It wasn't offense more than it was defense, which would explain why he didn't close the game last night. That's how they got back in the game.
Sometimes the rhythm of a point guard like Dennis in the game, you don't want to kind of break that with Cam Thomas shooting certain shots. Like Dennis was cooking, so you kind of just let them. I don't know. You kind of just let them keep cooking.
Oh, he got hurt. They're telling me he got hurt. Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't watch the first half.
I didn't know he didn't get hurt.
But I didn't watch the first half. That's what I was asking. I didn't know.
Right. He hurt.
I didn't know he got hurt, but Dennis was cooking, bro.
Dennis Schroeder to Houston. Huh?
I would love Dennis Schroeder.
If you want Fred VanVleet, yeah. If you want Fred VanVleet,
I would love Dennis.
You can have anybody in Houston for Fred for Mars for Fred VanVleet.
Please get him off my team.
Any
bro,
trade
Dennis is a winner, bro.
Any trade that you bring up, I don't care what it is. If it involves VanVleet, Mars is in. I'm telling you that right now.
Please
bro,
get him off the team.
Bro, nah, bro.
Well, Mars, Brooklyn, according to Pimp Name Slickback, Brooklyn has no interest in Jalen Green.
Okay, but do they have interest in NBA champion, one Finals MVP, Fred VanVleet? That's what they need to have interest in.
I don't know, man.
Hey, shout out to Dennis Schroeder, man. One of my favorite point guards in the NBA, man. One of my favorite players in the NBA right now. Cooking.
When we look back at some of the role players the Lakers had, it almost makes me cry.
You guys don't know what to do with role players.
That was his problem. The Lakers tried
role players can't be role players in LA, bro. They got to be superstars. Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, Realist 123 said also Cam Johnson for D'Lo and 2 firsts. Said it first.
Hell no, I don't want no damn D'Lo. Oh, you talking about D'Lo going back to the Nets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't want no damn D'Lo.
Then where Dennis Schroeder gonna go? Nah,
D'Lo was a killer with the Nets though, but
made the All-Star team.
Exactly. I'm saying him and
D'Lo.
Here John D go. He trying to just get D'Lo off the team.
No. D'Lo moving to LA.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Bro, D'Lo moving to LA was the worst thing that could happen for him at this time of his life, bro. Because now he done got blonde hair. He got a blonde head. You like, man, what the hell are you doing? He be airballing shit, man. He just played dumb as hell. Bro, he played. What he played pisses me off, bro.
Did we see that stretch against Memphis? Did we see the stretch?
Yeah, dude, Ox, he into that super fashion in LA, bro. He want to wear the big baggy clothes. He want to look like he just like a hippie all damn day, bro. Get his ass out of LA so he can play better, bro. That shit get on my nerves, bro. You don't even play hard.
You're telling me that the color of his hair has something to do with the way he plays basketball?
Yeah, them killers, bro. In LA, boy, you pull up to a party with a blonde head, you the man. He take that same attitude into them parties, and then he put him in the court, and he be out there airballing. He be out there getting cooked. He be out there just looking goofy. Bro, every time I see D'Angelo Russell, bro, I'm like, bro, you are too talented to be doing that weird ass shit you do, bro.
It's the
too talented, bro.
It's the Denver effect more than anything. Because he wasn't. Because if you look at how he played in the 23 playoffs, when y'all went to the West Finals, he was actually good. When y'all ran into Denver, garbage. Last year,
he was good the worst, like the first round and a half.
No, he was good against. He was good against Memphis.
Plays like an idiot right now.
He was good against Memphis. He was good against Memphis, and he was good against the Warriors too. Yes, he was. 100%. He was good against the Warriors. He played against Denver, and Bruce Bowen got in his head, and he went right in the tank. Went in the tank.
No, he did.
I think he was under. I think he was under 40. He was under 40 from the floor, and under 20 at the long ball line. I think he averaged like 6 a game, some goofy logic like that. And then the next year, last year. He actually got better, no Bruce Brown, but he still was under 40. I think his true shooting, and you guys know how I feel about true shooting and effective field goal percentage. Both of those were under 50. It's the Denver effect. It was under, and then just a couple of nights ago, I think he shot 20% from the floor and under 20 at the long ball line. It's the Denver effect more than anything. And on top of that, when you got a guy, when you have a guy who's one-dimensional, who only does one thing. And when he's not doing that one thing, he's pretty useless. That's D'Angelo Russell.
He's sitting out of the bench on his phone mid-game, like,
bro. And you know what makes him worse, bro? When he got on that podcast and he was like kikiing and laughing with Pat Bell. What do y'all want me to do? Motherfucker, not shoot 0 for 12 in front of the damn 3-point line. That's simple. That's what we want you to do. Play like you got some sense. Play like you want to, bro. D'Angelo Russell be pissing me off because, bro, you so talented. You so talented to be playing like a dumbass.
Why you keep saying that, bro? He's a bum. He's a bum.
No, he's talented.
We got.
Is he soft? Is he soft, Ox?
He's just a bum, bro. He's sorry, bro. He's
he soft?
He's just sorry. I don't know if he's soft or not. I just think he's sorry. That's just it. He just weak as hell, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all for a minute about D-Lo, and now y'all just making up excuses for why you talking about because he's in LA. All this, man, he's just not good, bro. But let me shout out some of these members real quick. J Mamba 8 became a YouTube member.
Shout out to J Mamba.
Tough Bradley has been a member for 16 months.
Nice.
Willie Durio Jr. became a YouTube member. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to
Chill Will. What up, brother?
Willie Durio.
Beekeeper 2024 also became a YouTube member. Shout out to everybody that became a YouTube member. Speaking of YouTube members, Cozy Newton, who's been a member for 16 months, came with the member chat, said, who's been y'all's favorite player to watch this season from each position? How about we do this? Everybody just give one position or one player and we'll move around. Go ahead, Mars. Who's your favorite player to watch this year, Mars?
Shaden Sharp.
Shaden Sharp. Chill.
Pass.
Who was that?
Hell,
oh, like pass. Like, you don't want to, I thought that was somebody's last name. You talking about pass. Like, you don't want to answer.
Giannis has been my favorite player to watch. I love
Shout out to Giannis.
Dennis Schroeder.
What about
for me.
you? Dennis? And you, John D?
Chet Holmgren. So far.
Fire.
Ox.
Luka Doncic.
Oh,
okay,
hell no.
The hate watch. You enjoying the hate watch?
Ox is trolling.
Nah, what's wrong with Luka? Luka's a baller.
I thought you was gonna say De'Aaron. I thought De'Aaron was a gimme.
Nah, Luka.
Hey, we're gonna talk about De'Aaron when we get to that super chat because somebody said something. I really want to talk about
Jordan. That. We got to do a chat per minute. That means everybody can't comment on every chat. We got to.
Okay, go ahead.
It's like Ron's here with us. I love it. It's like Ron's here with us.
Come on, Ox. Let's get it,
man. Gondek V2 says one player, role player, current or all time, don't care for regular season, but you want them in the playoffs, game 7, 3 minutes to go. I'm picking Deuce McBride.
I think the obvious answer is
picking
Ori, right? That's not the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Robert Ori.
Yep.
Y'all are going Robert Ori?
One role player. I'll take Dennis. Wait a minute.
Iguodala.
Shit, Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher.
Jason Tatum.
Oh man, let's move on, Ox. Ox, move on. The trolling part.
Give me Malik Monk.
Derek Fisher, bro. Derek Fisher was a hell of a role player, bro. I'm gonna rip your heart out.
For sure. I love Derek Fisher. Mo said, Ron, we praying for you. And James Harden, All-Star.
I don't know. I don't think he'll make it.
He's been playing well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it.
The fans not gonna vote him in.
Yeah, I don't because you got Shea, Steph guarantees. Ja will probably make it. Ja came back last night, by the way. Look good.
Yeah.
D-Book will still probably make it. Luka's gonna make it. Ant will make it. De'Aaron. Yeah, I don't think he'll make it. I don't think he'll make it. Yeah, I don't think he'll make it.
Man, De'Aaron not making it, Marsh. Come on.
De'Aaron cried all damn game last night, bro.
He playing in Sacramento, bro. Come on.
Because he didn't want to average 50.
Realist123 said, missed yesterday's show, got real busy, but just wanted to say, W, Ron, prayers to you and the family, bro. Also, why do Nuggets act like Lakers stole their money, but then get cooked by the Knicks? Shake my head.
The Kicks.
It's a game of matchups. It's a game of matchups.
The Knicks just lost. The Knicks just lost to the Jazz and then beat the Nuggets. So really, that just means the Jazz are better than all of them.
It's a terrible matchup. It's a terrible man. And by the way, the Jazz served them. They ain't beat the Jazz. They didn't lose to this. The Jazz served them.
By half.
Yeah, served them dudes.
So we do.
I was watching that game.
So we do.
Be True 23 says the player LaMelo needs is in Duke.
Cooper.
Con Knipple.
Oh, okay.
Could be,
how really Charlotte winning?
By the way, Cooper's clearly the number one pick, just so you guys know.
I was about to say that. How really Charlotte winning?
They're talking about Ace Bailey the other night. They talking about Ace Bailey.
No.
It's Cooper.
It's a smoke screen. He ain't going no number one.
Yeah, he's not. You'll get fired if you take Ace Bailey number one.
I probably
how really Charlotte winning the lottery and getting Cooper flag down there?
They've never won the lottery before, have they? They've never won it.
Yes,
I think now is
they have.
Knowing what I believe is the league be rigging these drafts. If LaMelo's doing this, they know they need to get LaMelo on TV. The way to do that is get Cooper flag in Charlotte.
I just think Cooper Flag going to the East because we just got so many young talent in the West. It would make me mad if he doesn't go to the East.
Yeah,
I got to ask you something, Morris. If y'all are up here and just agree with everything you said, if y'all gonna agree that they're drafting, that they're rigging the draft, and also want to agree that the MVP is biased and fatigued and all this voting, all that stuff y'all was talking about. If it's all of this, how do y'all take any of this seriously? How can we take the NBA? How do we take the game seriously at all?
I just watch the game to make my opinion. I don't care about the MVPs, the narratives that form of that. I don't care about the draft lottery. We say the refs are cheating and all of this. How can this game? How is there any integrity in the NBA? How do we really enjoy this? How do we take it seriously? I think
the NBA is extremely entertaining. I think
that's number one.
Extremely entertaining.
That's number one.
Now
number
playing
two.
into the MVP thing, I really don't care. It's like I think Nikola Jokic should have won, but I can say that there has been some narrative-driven MVPs. But once again, if I'm being entertained, I'm going to be tuned in every single year. So it's like, and talking about the game is just as fun. So it's like,
and chill.
I don't think it's rigged. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think it's rigged, but I do think the draft lottery crap is rigged. I think that crap is rigged. But as far as the NBA,
that's what I'm saying. It's rigged. I'm not saying the games are rigged.
I think the draft lottery crap is definitely
like you could have saw Wemby going to the Spurs from a mile away.
Everyone knew he was going to the Spurs. We were talking about it in January, like Wemby going to the Spurs. Like we just knew it was happening.
History is what it was. History of even with France.
Does that mean it's rigged though?
Tony Parker. Yes, hell yeah. Because I don't think they rigged
it for Zachary Reese's shade to go to Atlanta. But when there's a transcendent player, they want to make sure that transcendant player is going to the best.
100%.
First and foremost, just so you know, Jordan, that's not how they got Magic. It wasn't rigged that way. I've already.
That's what they traded the New Orleans Jazz for Del Goodrich, and then it was a coin toss because.
Or did they threaten him? And then they beat the hell out of him and said, "You're gonna take him, and we're gonna draft Magic because this is LA."
The Patrick Ewing draft was very clearly rigged.
Nah, seriously.
Derrick Rose going to Chicago. Okay.
Right.
LeBron James going to Cleveland. Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Now
Wemby
Zion going to New Orleans
Antonio.
piss some people off, including
Zion going to New Orleans right after New Orleans make that trade to get off Anthony Davis. Interesting. It's almost like New Orleans needed another franchise guy. Interesting.
Yeah,
like
Wemby
when there's that
person.
level of prospect, they do what they need to do. Like
Hakeem Olajuwon going to the Rockets, leaving
right out of Houston.
But if that's true, then Mars, then why didn't the Knicks win the lottery? I mean, it would have been a bigger market for Zion to be in New York than it would be for him to be in New Orleans.
Because I believe it's because because the New Orleans Pelicans just gave up Anthony Davis, so it's like you gave Anthony Davis to the Lakers, we're gonna replace that with some. Sure, and also because I think that draft was viewed as like that draft was viewed very favorably. Hold on, Jordan. That draft was viewed very favorably in terms of the top three. Now, none of them was Zion, but Ja Morant and RJ Barrett were also really good. And you got to remember, this is the year where the Knicks thought they were getting Kyrie and KD. So if the NBA thought Kyrie and KD were going to New York, you don't need Kyrie, KD, and Zion. It's Kyrie and KD is enough to watch the Knicks. Yes, Kyrie and KD alone is enough to watch the Knicks. But who's going to watch New Orleans? Nobody. So if you got Kyrie and KD going to New York, but then you're going to add Zion to it. It's like, you're not going to get more people watching New York because of Zion when Kyrie and KD are already there. But you will get people to watch New Orleans with Zion. So I think that's the thought. Yeah, because
the New Orleans franchise is hanging on by a thread, bro. If they don't have any excitement over there, the Knicks, they will root for Taj. They will root for Landry Fields, Taj Gibson.
They rooted for Emmanuel Mudiay,
the worst team. They would root for them teams and truly believe that they can win. So
isn't that making my point though, Jordan? Just so you know, when Zion came out in 2020, this was the fourth straight year that the Knicks had 50 straight losses.
Right, you know, but they still maintain the Knicks and the Cowboys fans are the same. They're gonna be fans regardless.
They were ninth in the league in attendance that year. Ninth,
bro. Exactly. The Pelicans.
That's not bad for one of the worst teams in the league.
I think it's great, but the point is if you get Zion, how much better with that?
But the world thought. Like the world, them thought they were already getting Kyrie and KD.
I was preparing for that.
I think the attendance would have gone through the roof just off that alone.
Johnny, what do you mean you were preparing for that? How are you preparing for it? Like a doomsday prepper? How are you preparing for that?
I could have sworn Kyrie and KD were about to be in New York, and we were already having those conversations like that. That 2019 offseason with Kawhi going to LA, AD coming to LA, Kawhi and KD linking up. I mean, Kyrie and KD linking up. It was a lot of conversation. That offseason was fun as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but the main thing is hold on. Just one more. The main thing is New Orleans Pelicans would struggle without Zion. Like they probably they would be like the lead, like no profits coming from that. Period.
What's new?
But y'all assuming that the NBA cares about New Orleans is crazy.
They do. That's why they own the team. That's why they own the team. That's why they own the team.
I could argue they care about New Orleans a lot more than a lot of teams.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. They would.
It don't look like it.
They'd be blown off the map.
Masinko G says D-Wade, one of the best at finishers, literally nicknamed Flash, and best two-guard outlet passer ever, unless you see Pistol Pete as a two.
James Harden's a better outlet passer. I agree though. I agree. D-Wade was a monster in transition. Absolutely. I wouldn't put him in the top three,
for sure.
But he was a monster in transition.
I don't want to get back into this, but I just 100% think y'all was hyping Giannis in that conversation. Like top 3 all time in transition is crazy to me, but that's okay. Shout out to Giannis. Prince DJ says, chill. I know you would have loved to see this version of Jokic versus prime LeBron, just like me, because man, 13-1 is crazy, OG.
I would have loved to see these two go at it. I mean, we just had this conversation.
Prime LeBron had D-Wade and Chris Bosh. Yeah, but that's because Prime LeBron had D-Wade and Bosh and the super team. Meanwhile, Prime Jokic gets Jamal Murray, who's fat.
Well, it's also because Prime Jokic is not on the same level as Prime LeBron. Like,
well, yeah, the sky's blue, but like the teams are also unbalanced.
The teams are unbalanced. That's true, but all right, bro.
Wait.
Prime LeBron against Jokic rim protection.
Okay. Prime Joker is not on the same. Prime Joker is not on the same page with Prime LeBron, or peak Joker is not on the same.
No Joker. No Joker.
No Jokic is on the level of what LeBron was at his best.
No,
That's
no.
LeBron James.
There's no version. There is no version of Nikola Jokic
No, what?
that can
I
compete.
seen Dirk.
compete with
I seen
Prime
Dirk compete with Prime Bron. I want to say Jokic can compete with him too.
Yeah. Well, look. You know what? Too. Let me not.
Dirk competed with Prime Bron.
Yeah,
Jokic
and
is
well,
like
2011 Dirk is not Jokic. All right.
You think 2011 Dirk is better than Joker?
Don't talk yourself into
Please, you don't want to open up this door.
We can do this. You know
what?
Come on now, Ox. Come on now, Ox. Who you got? 2011 Dirk. 2011 Dirk over Prime Jokic. Who you got?
Don't say this. Don't say
Dirk.
this.
And why, Ox? Why do you
Just
have
'cause he
2011 Dirk, who, by the way, at that point is in year 12, over prime Joker, who's doing what Joker is doing? On top of that, at any point during Dirk's tenure of his prime, when was Dirk ever considered the best player in the game, undisputed? When?
It ain't about
Listen,
being
100% about that.
It ain't about
ball.
You ain't even hear what
about.
I said. You ain't even hear what I said. It ain't about who's the best player in the league. It's about the fact that Jokic couldn't go band for band with Bron. Dirk can.
Well, we don't know that.
Okay, so but you're not saying Dirk is better than Jokic, or are you?
He 100%.
No, he is. No, he is. No,
That's
he
why
is.
I want to make sure we get this.
No,
He said that. He just said that.
I can get there. No, I could easily get there, Morris. 100%. Like we're talking about 2006 Dirk to 2011 Dirk. Man, come on, man. All right.
He was tough. He ain't Jokic. He was tough.
Question. Real quick.
This is a different play style. Different play style.
What?
It's a different style of play.
What was Dirk Nowitzki's peak seasons in your estimation?
Earlier. It was earlier. It was like
I'm gonna say 04 to 08.
Yeah. I would say like 6, 7,
mid 2000s,
6, 7. I like that 6, 7, 8 Dirk. I would say probably
that. So that iteration of Dirk.
Man, y'all in the chat, y'all weren't even born then. Y'all don't know nothing about.
Hey, don't worry about when we were born. Don't worry about.
Forget that. So that guy, I'm gonna take 03-04 Dirk to 07-08 Dirk, and I want to match him up with 2021 Joker to 24
Dirk is eating him alive. Chill. He is destroying Jokic. This is the same. Absolutely looking Jokic.
And by the way, this is the same Dirk who dumbed this game down. He was shooting the long ball, then he stopped shooting the long ball and started shooting in the mid-range more, became a mid-range assassin 100%. But Joker is also the same guy who lost some weight. Not only did he lose some weight, became a better passer, became a better shooter, became a better rebounder, and they won just like Dirk did. Even
they
though
didn't win just like Dirk. The road to victory was nothing like what Dirk did. Nothing like what Dirk went through. Nothing at all.
The difference is
that
the difference is that Dirk.
But Chill said he won just like Dirk. No, he didn't win just like Dirk. It wasn't close.
So let me rephrase that. He has a ring like Dirk has a ring. Let me rephrase that.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
He's got a ring just like he does. However,
all rings ain't created equal.
They're not. I won't argue that. But when we talk about championships, you got one, I got one too. So I mean, you're a Finals MVP, so was I. So we can stamp that. However,
are you saying Dirk got a Moissanite ring?
This variation of Dirk from 03-04 to 07-08, that 5-year stretch, he wasn't doing what Joker is doing. He was not. And this is when, again, Kobe Bryant was running around in the league. Tracy McGrady was running around.
He was playing against real competition. He was
He
was playing against real hoopers.
Yeah,
playing real basketball.
I feel you on that.
He had to get it in with Rasheed. He had to get it in with KG. He had to get it in with Amari.
Antonio McDyess.
Had to get it in with LaMarcus Aldridge. He was playing real ballers. He wasn't going against broke down Joel Embiid and all these other dudes. Man, Dirk clears. All right, I wasn't even trying to do all this. You made me do this.
Super chat.
I was trying to get to super chats.
Me too, Mars. Chill made me do this. A lot of times, like Mars, the other week when me and you went back and forth right there, that wasn't me and you. Chill tried to make me interact in something I didn't want to be a part of. All right, I didn't want to do this. Chill. I got Dirk. All right, the cat's out the bag. I got Dirk.
Shout out to Dirk, man.
Shout out to Antonio McDyess too. I'm sneaking him in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Ox would not give him the recognition.
My bad. My bad. I had to make sure I got Amari Stoudemire's name in there.
Okay.
Modest Review said, how valuable is shot creation as a skill set? And does it make you a better scorer than someone else? And who are the greatest perimeter shot creators?
100% shot. Yeah, 100% shots. If you're taking tough shots all the time, and tough shots also go in with bad shots, you're taking those all the time as opposed to taking good shots. I mean, we actually had this conversation. I mean, I think that separates you from better scorers.
Yeah.
I don't know. J.R. Smith is a very good shot creator. Extremely good.
I think he's a very good shot maker. I wouldn't call him a very good shot creator. Like,
he creates shots for him.
Yeah, but I mean, when I think about shot create, like, I think shot creation is extremely valuable. I think when you look at the best perimeter shot creators, you're looking at Kobe, Mike, James Harden, Kyrie,
KD,
Kevin Durant. But I think Kevin Durant's more of an off-ball player than on-ball player. But it's actually Kawhi. Kawhi's an excellent shot creator. But I think it's more. This is why I'm not as high on Ace Bailey. But I think it's more valuable to be able to create good looks for yourself than it is to be able to make tough shots. If that makes sense. Like, I think tough shot making is valuable, but I think being able to create clean looks for yourself consistently is a more valuable skill set. Which is why if I were to think of like the best shot creators ever, it would be Kawhi Leonard would be up there, MJ would be up there, James Harden would be up there, and like those type of guys, as opposed to like someone who's just really good at making ridiculously tough shots. Yeah, I'm not.
Dang, did you say KD?
I said KD the first time, yeah, but yeah.
Oh,
KD.
okay.
I'm not going to disrespect KD. That's why the best scorer ever. Chill out.
MTHJ 301 says Westbrook is top 10 all time in assists and has been top 5 in fast break points total in 9 out of 17 seasons. Stop the disrespect.
I agree. Russ is great. Russ is great in transition. I just don't.
Nobody ever said that Russ Nobody ever said Russ wasn't an awesome transition player. I never said that.
I still do.
You know how it is. You said that, Mom?
You know how it is.
No, I said he was great. I don't think he was
that
either. But I do think Kevin Durant was a better transition player than Russ. But I can understand that.
So was Kevin Durant in that top 5?
Kevin Durant would be in and around my top 5 transition scorers.
No, I'm saying in that top 5 of the stats that Russell Westbrook was in transition. Was Kevin Durant in that top 5?
No idea. I could look it up, I guess.
We don't have to do that.
Let me look.
But Fresh Boy Swag. John wearing a do-rag because that Tony Snell comment.
Troll alert.
I didn't see the Tony Snell comment. Okay.
Oh yeah, he said bro,
a lot of these Euros,
bro with the line of making Tony Snell numbers.
Yeah. I saw you comment on that and Mars troll right after that. But
what I do?
I saw that.
What I do? Mars whole agenda in the comment section. He's going to.
What did I do?
Entire time.
He said, Mars said, how you know he talking about you? Like you're like Mars, you trolling right now, bro.
My ball. I'm just in the chat. My bad.
Chill. You don't never comment post show, huh? Chill.
He don't even probably look. He probably don't even look. Chill, you don't even look at it.
I be living in them comments. I love the comments.
I make sure to go back and check like once every maybe hour and a half.
Yeah. I do that too.
Let me see what's new up here.
I do that too.
My problem, Chill, is that I start going a little too far and I start getting my comments deleted. I was like, all right, let me relax.
Relax.
That's what be happening to me. And I've got like 2 strikes on TikTok for going back and forth with people in TikTok comments. Like, I'm close to getting my account banned. Like, it's crazy, but.
I delete a lot of my comments, bro. I delete them myself. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't leave that up there because I'm not sensitive. I say whatever I want to say. I ain't sensitive.
Ox, I've become that. You know the ball player that you hate to do that right after practice he's gone. That's the dude that I've become. I ain't sticking around to shoot extra free throws. I ain't sticking around to maybe get some shots up after practice. Nope, I'm gone. I'm not that dude. Nope, I'm out of here. Yeah. Goodbye.
Man, Dojio the God said, so who's the softest superstar in the league now and all time? Who y'all got?
Softest superstar? Softest?
Hey, I want to shout out Deontay Haynes. That's my son in the chat, y'all. Y'all say happy birthday to my son.
Most soft superstar in today's game for most people will probably be Embiid. For most people,
Embiid, you think so?
For most people,
he's just hurt.
Nah, people think he's soft. And
people
most
think he's
sensitive
soft.
superstar of all time.
Soft.
Or soft. And most soft superstar.
Bro,
of all
Joel
time.
Embiid, bro. Joel Embiid, bro.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Whoa.
Will
Okay.
ain't.
Let's just move on. Let's move on.
Wilt Chamberlain. We ain't got time, but Wilt Chamberlain. There you go.
John D, you got anybody?
KD has some rabbit ears too. Let's be clear about that.
Off the top of the dome, I
It's
can't
Embiid.
give you a name. I can't.
You can't give us Embiid.
It's Wilt Chamberlain.
We don't agree with that, Jordan. You can't force Embiid on him.
I want to force Embiid on the pause, but I'm just saying, bro. It's Embiid, bro.
Nah, it's Wilt. It's Wilt Chamberlain.
I'll take. KD is what it is. Just blur the name out.
Nah, KD's soft.
KD probably watching this right now, bro. He gonna get
KD.
you,
I don't think you're soft. I don't think you're soft, KD.
Coming for you, John. Saikul says people gonna. Okay, yeah, I didn't read this. People gonna assume Mavs without Luka are better, but real difference maker has been PJ being back. PJ, Naji, Grimes have been great. Of course, Kai's still cooking.
Real quick, and we can move right on. We can move right on from this. Nobody thinks that the Mavs are better without Luka. Nobody. You don't think that, Mars?
Yeah, he doesn't think that.
You don't think that?
I already said I don't think that.
Mars, you don't think
nobody?
No.
Hey man, until they start losing, I can push the agenda.
They just lost a couple of nights ago. They lost to Miami.
I said start losing just because you lose a game. That doesn't prevent anything. But once they start losing consistently,
nobody thinks. I don't think.
That KD comment really got the chat going. That's hilarious.
Yeah, John D, you knew that was going to happen. I don't know why you
should have just stuck to not answering.
I know somebody in particular that's going to be on your line for the rest of the year.
See, that's why I picked Will. There ain't no one alive who's going to be defending Will.
Like, I'm gonna defend Will. Will was a player.
He was
from the Himalayas.
Yeah, Will was a player.
Pimp named Slickback said, "Didn't the Jazz walk down the Knicks on Saturday?"
That's what we did.
Yeah, we spoke about.
We already talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that.
He whooped that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did.
Wait, hold on. I want to get this with the other one because I know that how you feel about that, Jordan.
I didn't even see it, but all right.
Oh, okay. Pimp named Slickback says, Sean Marks drugged the Rockets GM. That's why.
He blackmailed him. You know, we live in that time in New York.
Ignore that trick.
In that southern district of New York, boy, they be blackmailing. In that southern district of New York, they be blackmailing.
Crazy. That is a crazy allegation.
Yeah, that boy knew he was at one of them Diddy parties. That's what happened.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh
okay,
man,
this course
Diddy party, man. Come on.
Let's get through these super chats.
Hey, I'm talking about part 2.
Damn, Ox, you got a lot left. Oh my God.
Bro, I was trying, Mars. I don't know,
man. Damn. Oh my God.
Yeah, but y'all wouldn't let me, Mars. Y'all wanted to talk about Houston so bad. Marcus from 626 said Jalen hasn't made a jump, unfortunately. Jabari isn't like that. Only people you keep is Amin, Sengun, and Tari Eason.
Damn, kill the whole rest of the team. All right.
Nah, I'm keeping Reed too, but he a rip. But everyone else, yeah, they on thin ice.
Yo, Twitter drop. He said, and chill. The other day you was talking Hallie fall off and somehow compared that to hearing less about Shea. Trust me, he's still been hooping.
Shea good. Shea a good basketball player.
Shea still is.
He look a lot better when he has a big in the lineup.
Yes,
that boy good. That boy good.
Shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Valuable impact.
Hunter says, Penn got to be proud. The ethical tank rolls on.
What does that mean?
That the Raptors are losing games close.
Oh, okay.
They might have the best net rating of like the worst team ever. Like that's what I'm looking for.
What's their
best looking at the ugly chicks, Mog? That what you're trying to sell us?
Yeah, like their record might be like atrocious, but like their net rating might end up being like not too bad, which is interesting to me.
And you know what's crazy, Chill? Somebody's gonna say that they're a good team because of that.
Yeah, some people will say that.
Dubs bestie. Dubs bestie, check you out. Y'all see number 15 on Denver? That kid is a future star.
Yeah, I think his name's Carmelo Anthony. Yeah.
Mars, get your picture back from him.
People can use whatever picture they want.
Nassim Perry. Noah Clowney reminds me of Jabari, just better shooting. And also, Why didn't Steve Kerr play Moody in the second half? He was hooping.
Someone reminds me of Jabari is not good, but I don't know why Moses Moody didn't play. I don't know. I don't know what Steve Kerr got going on. The Warriors are struggling a little bit once Buddy Hield comes back to earth. Stuff, offensive stuff.
I was just gonna ask you that. Like, are we seeing it with Buddy Hield?
I ain't gonna say it too much. I'm just saying that they need more advantage creators on their team. Like, it's fine when Buddy Hield shooting like the next coming to Steph Curry, but when he not, now you realize this offense is a bit shaky. They're relying a bit too much on Steph Curry and off-ball movement and stuff. Like, at some point, you need someone who can just break down the defense, and they don't really have.
God, we seeing that Twitter conversation has been getting disgusting around the Warriors.
Check out Twitter. These super chats are getting a little shaky, but we'll read it. Your Highness Charles says, flag going to Nets. After the Kyrie stuff in 2022, Joe Tsai signed a blood deal with Adam Silver, and that comes due in 2025. It's written in stone.
The Nets gonna get like the 9th pick or something. I'm praying on you guys downfall.
And the 9th and the 11th,
that pick better not turn into no Cupid flag, because I swear I'm gonna start throwing stuff.
And the 11th pick goes to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, that's what we need.
So y'all gonna get Colin Murray.
Realist 123 said, also, Najee Marshall, I wasn't familiar with your game. Shout out to Kyrie holding it down, but we all know he wants to reunite with Bron. Please save us.
Now you good over there in LA, but I told you, man, Najee Marshall.
No, he doesn't.
That was my Chris Dunn. Najee Marshall was my Chris Dunn. I'm like,
if Irv wanted to reunite with James, he would have done it already.
Right.
Why would he want to reunite with LeBron?
Right.
I don't know, because LeBron ruined point guard, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
MP13. MP13 said, this is what I was talking about yesterday about basketball discourses. Man, what is this disingenuous ass conversation? We don't need to fulfill a yap quota just because Ron is in here.
He's talking about you and your Doug Nowitzki nonsense box.
No, that's not.
I think he said that earlier.
That's
but
exactly what. No, that super chat came in during that segment.
I
read it.
Yeah, well, MP13 don't know ball. He's proven that time and time again. Who cares what he got to say? And y'all stop acting like Ron don't be letting y'all yap. He let us yap too.
Ron be doing the yapping too, boy, because he'll say, that's not crazy. And it's totally crazy when he say that.
Somebody yesterday said, oh, Ox yapping. Like, well, I can't get my yap on? Like, what's everybody else get the yap, but I can't yap. What's wrong with that?
Not you, Ox. You can't.
I'm not saying I don't yap, because I definitely do, but why can't I?
Man, Ox, you can do whatever you want to when you got kids, man. Don't let no another person tell you what you can't do.
Facts. Adrian Mass, can OKC beat Boston? Check out
at what sports?
WK_SA.
Yeah, I guess he's promoting himself for £2.
Yeah, y'all check him out. Check him out.
I'm gonna check that out.
I would.
You know this channel? You know this channel, Chill?
I do. He comes on. He comes on my channel all the time. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is Adrian. This is the Bulls fan, Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
He's 7 pounds. Yeah, so he's British.
He talks like it.
I said,
Mars, are you British or German?
Maybe I'll hit you up for some content.
I cannot be both, but yeah, I ain't gonna check it out. You're gonna have to send more than £2. I'm sorry.
Wow. Void Century. Dirk got a black wife. He clears horse boy.
He does. 100%. Dirk got a black.
Yeah.
Yes. Not only does he have a black wife, he got half black kids too. So
shout out to
Dirk.
That boy did reverse Germany.
He wouldn't got him a sister for real.
That boy came to America and reverse Germany.
Yes,
that boy said, "No, we doing this different."
Man, facts. Is the issue with ratings more due to sameness in play style, or fans just want to keep watching Bron, Steph, KD over Vic, SGA, and Luka, etc.? What's up, John D? Go ahead. You don't got to raise your hand, John D. Just talk.
A few things that I have with the ratings. One, we talk about this every year. But I think the NBA is just not doing a good job at promoting the younger players. I think that has been an issue. I think they've started to pick it up with Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama when he came in. But Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, John Morant. Well, I can understand the John Morant one. But Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, these guys should have been promoted.
Question, John. Before you go any further, and I know we got to move on. If you went out with a girl and this girl left you at the restaurant, then you went out with another girl, and she stole your car. Wouldn't you be a little bit reluctant to go out with another girl?
Yeah,
That's what the NBA doing. They
Is it the
picking the
girl
wrong
or
guy.
is it you?
They-
Or is
they
the
pick-
girls at you?
They picking the wrong girls. That's what
type
they
of
doing.
girls y'all going out with?
No, that
still
sounds like
No,
a
no,
simp.
no.
That sounds like a
So you
What?
pick Ja. So you pick Ja. So Ja's a goofy. Okay, that's not gonna work. And you pick Anthony Edwards. Then you find out Anthony Edwards is a little bit wow out here. Because remember what the face of the NBA is. When you turn on the NBA, this is what the NBA is. This is the face of the league. This is what the NBA is supposed to be. So I think that they're picking the wrong people more than anything.
Who should they pick? Jason Tatum?
No.
I'm just
Mars, I already said, Mars, you and I have already had this conversation. I don't think we met him yet. I don't.
Now they got to
don't
pick
think we-
somebody
I-
though. Chill.
I
That's a
don't think we
business.
met
We
him
got to
yet.
pick somebody every year.
I
One
think
more
it
point about
changes
the
every year.
ratings. One more point about the ratings. They're making it really hard to watch for the casual fan. Like the casual
Yes,
fan's
they
not
have.
going to download Amazon Prime and pay that. They're not going to pay
No,
for
they're
YouTube
not.
TV. They're not going to pay for cable. They're just going to be like, okay, there's a specific place where we can watch these games for the cheap, for free 99. So
Stream East.
I don't know if we're actually allowed to say it, but I mean,
exactly. So
Wasn't
My bad,
Wasn't
gang.
Braun watching it on that himself?
Yeah,
yeah,
Merry
he was
Christmas.
probably
All right,
watching it
Smith.
on there.
Later,
All right,
fellas. I'll
so-
see y'all tomorrow.
Mhm.
Merry Christmas.
So I just think I think they're
Sorry,
making
Mark.
it
My
harder
bad,
for
Mark.
themselves.
Don't
Like
do that. Don't do that.
It's too close to Thanksgiving to be talking about Merry Christmas, Mars. You gotta come on.
Do I know-
Mars, when you
the
go,
one
when you,
that
Mars,
said it.
Mars, when you gonna start shouting out Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and stuff like
Bro, I need to figure out where Mars live, bro.
Merry Christmas, man. I don't care about none of these other holidays. I don't even care about Christmas. I just like saying Merry Christmas.
that? I'll feel
And when
you.
Christmas
Why-
come around, maybe I'll
why
say
you
Happy
tell me
Easter.
not-
I don't know.
And why you tell me not to do it?
boy,
You
my
gotta steal
Christmas
my
tree
style.
up.
What the hell? You should-
My
like,
bad,
no.
Mars. You're right. You're right. You're
Okay,
right.
man.
For
Get your
sure.
own style.
For sure.
My
Stop saying
Christmas
happy
tree
birthday.
up.
I ain't going.
Pajamas ready, all that.
Bro, my son is in the chat tripping, bro. I got it. I'm gonna have to. All right, let's speed
Nah,
this
I
up.
think you're
gotta
cooking
talk-
right now. I ain't gonna
All
lie.
right,
I think you're
all right,
cooking right
come on,
now.
come on.
I gotta talk to my son later on, bro. So I'm gonna have to speed this up. Shout out to Deontay Haynes, bro. You still the president of the
Man,
Brotherhood.
put him in the corner, man.
Okay.
Alan R said Najee Marshall got the top 10 floater in the league. No cap.
His flow elite. It looked dysfunctional, but it's elite. So shout out to Najee Marshall flow.
Albert Collazo. Ox, can we talk about how Fox folded in the fourth last night? Albert, I would talk
Facts.
about it if I watched the game. I didn't watch the game, so I can't.
I did.
really
Man,
speak
De'Aaron
on
Fox
it.
cried all game long, bro.
To the
He
refs.
just- Yes, bro. He cried all game long. I'm like, dog,
It's pitiful.
just play.
It's
Shay was
He was
busting his
getting
ass.
hacked. He was getting hacked.
Man, Shay was busting his ass. bro.
So he wasn't getting hacked.
Why, I don't understand why was he guarding Shea anyway? What's Keon Ellis here for?
De'Aaron no defensive guard.
Yeah, but Keon's better though.
Nah, De'Aaron no defense. So you better lock up.
All defense doesn't mean that Keon's not a better defender, Morris. Like, don't
So the
troll
Kings
me.
have
I'm not.
two
I'm not the one who
Keon-
said it.
Keon
Morris.
Ellis
You're
was
not troll me.
Keon Ellis was
Oh.
in. Keon was in, but it was. I mean, Fox was just crying all day, bro. He just was crying. That shit was annoying me
He just
because it was
lost
too
that
late
guy.
at night for all that damn crying.
He's not
Okay.
that guy. That's the problem.
Let me see. Another one said, I guess D Fox didn't feel like dropping 30 last night. Great Shea and Dub game. GG Ox. Great game, Shea. That guy isn't. Okay. Great game. Shea, that guy. It's levels to this, and Fox not there.
I agree. I don't
mean,
think De'Aaron.
I figured when I seen Fox walk into the tunnel last night, that hit right in my head. Somebody was gonna say something like that, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Had that same energy when Fox do what he do, bro. It was
He's
My,
still on
my thing with that is like you can't decide that because of one game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna get somebody gonna get the best of you. I definitely think De'Aaron Fox is in that tier of basketball player for sure. For Fizzy says W Dirk prop Ox, a real championship. Unlike
bro
Jokic.
went to change his put picture too.
No, that's him.
every
That's him.
every championship is real.
Everyone,
Every one.
even that Disney World ring. I think they all matter. They're not all equal, but they're all real. They all matter.
Oh man,
But what Dirk did was different though.
Was
Like,
unbelievable. It definitely was
different.
unbelievable.
No,
Nobody
I
thought
can
the
respect
Mavericks
it.
would
I
win.
respect it 100%. I respect it 100%.
Nobody thought they was gonna win.
Malin V, what player would I just you know what? Nah, because it might be like your no, never mind. What player would you guys add to pair with Jokic to change the trajectory of his career? I think this version of KD would be nice.
If they get
Give it
this
Jokic,
KD, they're
KD.
three-peating. They're three-peating.
Like
don't
KD
know about-
36. Give him
I don't
someone
know
on the
about
same
three-peating.
time.
I
Like
don't know
give him
about
someone on the
three-peating.
give him someone on like his trajectory.
Like Devin
But
Booker.
but Mars, what do you mean by
Booker,
change the trajectory of his career? Like his career is going downhill or something? What are you
Maybe
talking
he's
about?
just
change
talking about the
trajectory?
championship aspect because it doesn't look like they're gonna win a championship.
Damn, Carlos.
Devin Booker would be real nice.
Nah, seriously.
Yeah, but John D,
Real.
I don't think it looked like they were going to win a championship when they won one in the first time. So why can't they do that again?
I don't.
You
You don't even give him
ideally,
nothing. He good.
as much as fans enjoy, like you don't want to have to struggle your way to a ring. You want to just like overwhelmingly have the odds in your favor. That's what teams want.
I'd
So
rather
if-
the Lakers go 75-7 than be 50.
Yeah, like you
32.
don't want to 7 games in the first round, second round, conference finals. Like you don't want to pick 28 games in the playoffs to win the chip. Like ideally, you go 16-0 and just destroy everyone. So like Devin Booker would be great for that. Like you get Devin Booker and the Nuggets. Oh my god. Ooh.
I think they'd be a pair for a long time to keep both of them in Denver to end their careers.
D Booker
Hey,
averaged like 31.
Hey, Jordan, why you keep bringing your badass son to the show?
Man, I don't know, man. I had to talk to him. Bro.
Discipline your child.
I had to talk
Apparently
to him.
that's my
No.
grandson's.
He hanging around the wrong crowd. He hanging around the wrong crowd.
Apparently he my
That's what it
grandson.
is, man.
No,
He
no,
need
hell no,
to
Mars.
be
No,
on
hell no,
punishment.
Mars. Hell no, Mars. You're not on that shit, Mars. No, hell no. Hell no.
MTH J301 says KD never had more transition points per game, assists per game than Russell. And West is top 10 in assists, but a bad transition decision maker. Is he elite in the half court then?
I don't think he's a bad transition decision maker. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's bad. And I think he had the ball in his hands more than Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant, just like as a transition scorer, I just don't think there's many better than him. He can be a trailer and shoot threes. He can get all the way to the rim himself, grab and go. He can fill lanes. He can catch lobs. Like there's no way in which Kevin Durant couldn't score in transition and did all of them extremely efficiently. And then like he could make like a basic pass 2-on-1, like he could throw a lob or like he could make a basic read. So that's cool. Like, that's why I think Kevin Durant is like one of his own best transition players ever. Like he's Giannis size, but shoots the ball, but also can get to the rim whenever he wants in transition. I'm talking about KD, like when he was in this athletic prime, obviously not now. He's still really good in transition though.
Right. Case Spiffy said Holly heard the news about what happened with Ron and balled out in honor.
Facts.
Holly was getting down.
Holly been cooking.
He had like
34
last night. I think he had like 34.
Then the game before that, he had like 16 in one quarter, bro. Holly been cooking lately, bro.
And then against the Rockets, he had 5.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about after that, Mars.
Nobody more right now.
I'm talking about after that.
Yeah, man. Let's keep sending positive energy and prayers.
I mean,
and, all good wishes to Ron and his family. No doubt. Well, I got through the rest of the super chats.
Oh, you did it. Oh, good work.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Tennessee Titans. We did our thing.
Anything else y'all got?
Yeah, shout out to the Tennessee Titans. We did what we do. We pissed off the Texans. That's what I love to do. And shout out to the brotherhood. My son tripping right now, but we're gonna get back. Deontay, come on, man. It's all good, bro. I ain't no, next show, fresh start. You still my son. I mean, you still a part of the brotherhood, but it is what it is. W brotherhood. We in the chat.
See, Jordan, this right here, the way he acting right now, this is why I advocate whoop your kids. Ain't nothing wrong with taking that belt off and whooping your kid's ass. All that. Don't do that shit. That don't work. Whoop his ass.
Whoa, Deontay, you tripping? I ain't know that. Nah, Deontay, you on your own game. Nah, gang, you on your own, bro. Yeah, you tripped out. Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's a wrap,
Merry
Deontay.
Christmas.
No, Deontay, you out of there, bro.
All right, bro.
You got it.